Alright everybody, welcome back to another edition of the Ace and Ektar Heroes of the Storm casting podcast. And Ektar is our special guest today. I bet you were very surprised, but it is Ektar here, so say hi, Ektar.
Hi, Ektar. I didn't realize I was a special guest. I thought I
Oh,
was just a regular guest.
you're always a special guest in my heart.
Aww.
Aw.
So what do we got going on tonight?
Tonight we've got Bronze 6 versus Spooky Ghosts in the B West Semifinals. So, gonna be an interesting match. Gonna be a good one. I didn't set the logos, so it still says Deathweb and Probius. Very cool. I'm well prepared, everybody.
At least it says Bronze 6 and Spooky Ghosts on the actual overlay in words. And, frankly, I love the Deathweb logo, and I would not be unhappy if it was being displayed in place of many of my potential team logos, but not the Lurk Patrol one, because that's an emote.
That's a good one. Appreciate the people that have the Lurk Patrol emote. Both Ektar for adding it to his own channel, and Sailor Twift for having that sub.
Yeah, dropping that subscription with Prime Gaming.
Oh, that is a subscription with Prime Gaming. They did change it from Twitch Prime. Thank you very much. If I had my alerts on the scene collection, you'd hear Alaric go, acceptable. So thank you very much.
It's a pretty decent Alaric impression.
I appreciate it. That's I like that one well enough because I really do appreciate it. It's also like acceptable. So, Unileska in the chat saying, "Good luck to both teams. Seeing which team will face in the finals seems pretty good." Ektar?
If Unileska is here, does that mean that Uwu are finally doing scouting?
Oh my goodness, that is, yeah, that is accurate. I think I've seen Unileska around in quite a handful of matches actually.
It's true. I just like to tease.
Yeah, very, very true. So, speaking of both teams, Spooky Ghost, number 6 seed, beat...
Bronze 6, number 2 seed.
Yeah, Spooky Ghost defeated Better Than Bots in an upset win in their first round to make it here. Bronze 6, as expected, defeated 7 seed. That means... Wow, it was like 3 weeks ago that I had to figure this out. Who's 7 seed?
I don't know.
Cause? No, that was 5th. Oh no, it's someone.
7th seed was Soak Every Lane.
Soak Every Lane, RIP Soak. You're a good team. But unfortunately, the meat grinder that is Bronze 6 has no brakes.
So. All right, we've had the ready from Bronze 6 for a while. We have the patented ready from Spooky Ghosts, and I believe we're ready as well.
Yeah, we're absolutely ready. Gonna go ahead and quickly show everybody how we got here, as this is a best of 5 set. Oh, someone DC'd, so we do have some extra time to talk about how we got here. Bronze 6 went ahead and automatically won the coin toss, as they will for every single game for the rest of the season. And they have opted for first pick, as you would expect. So Spooky Ghost went ahead, banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen. Bronze 6 banned out Infernal Shrine. Spooky Ghost banned Volskaya Foundry. Bronze 6 banned Towers of Doom. And we're over here, picked by Spooky Ghost on Ultarak Pass. And I'm kind of surprised, and I also don't like those map bans, because I like those maps.
Also, I find this an interesting map selection by the Spooky Ghost. They've only played this map in NGS once this season. Admittedly, they did choose to go to this map that one time that they did play on it. It's just a little strange to go to a map so underplayed by them.
True facts. Fair enough. Yeah, that's a interesting choice. I've been talking with Bronze 6 at some point. And they have had some fun strategies planned on this map several times that they haven't been able to execute. So we might see some kind of interesting things here. We'll have to see. Greymane and Stukov, the bans for Bronze 6. No Medivh bans. Eric with a K. I'm most scared of his Medivh. He does play the offlane role, but he's beating us on it, and I don't like that. So we ban the Medivh. No.
Looking at the last time that Spooky Ghost did play on this map, and because you're extraordinarily biased towards certain heroes, Boundary X played Maiev on this map.
Ah. Well, that sounds wonderful. I know Kira can play Maiev as well, so Maiev game, please. I'm not going to complain. We do have Juji picking up a one-man wrecking crew first in the draft, and that is not much of a surprise.
The surprise is that he made it through the ban phase.
Yeah. Spooky Ghost opting for the Chromie and the Tychus.
Both heroes Bronze 6 play.
Yeah. I forget who plays Tychus on Bronze 6, though, because they are playing down CRT today, and instead have hit the JN. So, I think that's his role. So, you know, that they may have banned out somebody who's not playing, but that's A-okay.
Yeah, looking at Bronze 6's history, they've played this map 4 times. They've won it 3 out of 4 times. And they lost on this map to Better Than Bots. They have played the Lost Vikings on this map, which is super exciting to me.
That's the plan.
And Juji has not picked yet. Oh no, Juji has picked yet, so he would be their Vikings player.
It's the setup, Ektar. You don't actually show it. You then swap later on.
Yeah, it's Taunt Varian, 4-man Gaz, and then TLV. You laugh, I could see it being a thing.
I would believe that Bronze 6 would do this. Eric with K picking up the Urel and the Uther pick ban here for Little Wolf.
Does Eric with K play much Urel?
Yes.
Okay.
I have seen multiple games where Eric with a K has played Urel.
Okay.
So, yeah. Uther and Tronda, definitely the healers of choice for Ferret this season. Especially with the Uther, really a powerful hero that he has carried to an impressively high win rate. Genji going to be picked up by Kira, so that's kind of signature-ish, I would say. I would say that would... Yeah.
Definitely one of those heroes that Kira plays a lot more often than most other ranged assassin players. And he's been finding really good results with it. Although usually it is paired with that Uther. Genji hates fighting against Uther.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Kira actually took this, because Ding Dong, the Genji's dead, is kind of Uther's motto. So they did go with the Brightwing, though, which I think is kind of interesting.
Brightwing is good follow-up to a Varian Taunt.
And global for this map.
Also, one of the things that Brightwing is really... people love Brightwing for the percent heal on the Z, but being able to keep alive a very hyper carry kind of assassin is also really big, especially with that level 7 giving that massive shield. So it's not quite as strong as going in with Dragon Blade and D-Shield, but Dragon Blade and Brightwing port is still really strong as well.
Yeah, and Brightwing should be able to make it out of there with a Blink heal, assuming that ult is taken. So, yeah, we will just have to see.
Oh, they're gingerbread people. That's what the portraits are.
There we are. They even have the Genji. They've got a Probe. They've got a Murky. Maybe that's their next draft.
Is that a Stukov, I believe, Eric has?
Is that a Garrosh?
I have no idea who that last one is. Maybe it's Garrosh.
Place your bets in chat. What is this portrait right here? We'll crowdsource this answer out as we go ahead and introduce the teams. Please work. All right, on the left side of the map, your number 2 seed, it is Bronze 6. We've got Danny playing Varian, Hit the J playing Jim Raynor, Ferret 102 playing the Brightwing, Juji playing the Gazbro, and Kira on the Genji.
And on the right-hand side, in the red trunks, they are the Spooky Ghost, your number 6 seed, with Boundary X playing Tassadar, Rogoth playing Johanna, Eric with a K on Urel, Little Wolf picking away the Uther, and Kaleidos on Deathwing. Right. We didn't mention the Deathwing pick.
No, we didn't. And
I think it's pretty strong against what the members of Bronze 6 have. One of the things they've really been known for this season is just CC trains that wrap around the whole frickin' map, and you can't CC Deathwing.
Factual. That is 100% factual. So let's see. Anything out of the ordinary? Maybe the Laws of Hope on one here, and the Uther Q on one would probably be the only things I identify as out of the normal.
I don't see as much Dragon Soul as I used to.
Yeah,
it's still not that uncommon.
Yeah.
Already 10 stacks on the Uther Q. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Must have absorbed some kind of DOT or... No DOT there, so just did a good job. Genji's auto attacks.
Genji auto attacks.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, you'll have to see the lane arrangements for both these teams and when they opt to go to the camps. Obviously, Gem Rainer and Brightwing here taking the camp almost immediately, and with that Exterminator on level 1, going to be able to pick it up very quickly, much faster than Little Wolf and Boundary X here, and be able to pick it up as the first objective spawn. So, all very important there.
Yeah, Kira actually taking the bot lane while Gem Rainer is going off and taking that camp is going to find very little damage onto the Deathwing, as you'd expect. But you don't need to do damage, you just need to actually sit there and take that XP.
Yep, for the first couple levels of the game, that is, in fact, all you need to do. Another null camp does seem to be about 10-15 seconds in favor of Bronze 6. So they are just going to be able to pick it up sooner, even if it does make a better defender's advantage right now for the Spooky Ghosts.
Yep, we had 3 people in bot lane temporarily for the members of Bronze 6, but finding very little damage for it. Thank you, Giggleshmack, for dropping the Tier 1 subscription for Ace.
Yeah, appreciate it very much. Taunt coming out on the Johanna, but isn't going to find anything too major. This early. Will be interesting once Bronze 6 makes it to level 13 and they've got that Shattering Throw on the Varian that'll basically render Johanna's trait moot.
Checking the talents again, we have the Dragon Claw coming out from the Genji, which is definitely not the most common pickup, but I've seen him get pretty good value with that AoE, just diving in, soaking a ton of damage, and then getting to actually do a little bit of extra damage for it.
Yep, that is capability that Kira has on that Dragon Claw. It's very, very powerful. Again, just a little inconsistent to pull off.
For just a second there, we had a little bit of wing wars in the bot lane as Deathwing and Brightwing were going mano a mano, and Deathwing is actually going to take, yeah, Deathwing versus Brightwing.
Wing a wing, not mano a mano, though. Gosh.
Yeah. We do have the camp getting picked up by the members of Bronze 6, and on the other side it will be, again, a little bit slower for the members of Spooky Ghost, just because they don't have a gym laner to actually take those camps.
Yep, and while it won't make a difference right now, it'll probably lead to an advantage a little bit later. Eric with a K. I've made that mistake before. Goes ahead and it does escape, as the first objective is up, but, I mean... it's kind of ignorable for an impressively long time.
It's a little bit like Hanamura, where the objective is actually just the camps that we took along the way.
Yeah. Or rather,
Ferret's actually starting to take a little bit of damage from the Deathwing in the bot lane, but...
yeah.
Oh, that's actually Danny being able to sneak over there and get the initial channel.
Yeah, they were able to do that, and the gank on the Juji did not result in anything, so a lot of damage being taken by the Spooky Ghosts as they go ahead and have to tap up, but they do go ahead and rechannel the objective, so only 11 seconds done, so it still will take a team fight to break that open.
Ace, remind me of the draft order. Varian was before Johanna, correct?
Who was the first pick? First pick was Gaz, so no, because Johanna was picked first round for Spooky Ghosts.
Alright, then we haven't mentioned it, but at 13, the potential to just rip shields off with the Shattering Throw is really powerful. Did you mention that?
I definitely mentioned that. We've got a taunt on to Rogoth as Ferret and Danny are trying to deal a little bit of damage. Kira and Hit the J harassing Eric with a K in the back line as this fight continues to go on and taps are getting committed to this fight.
And slightly in favor of Bronze 6. Hit the J will have that E back up relatively soon so they can get topped up the rest of the way. Rogoth did have to go back and tap, but we'll get to full health once that is done ticking. And just slightly better job by Juji, especially rotating into the mid lane to catch that extra XP.
Yep, and that's what's led to this half-level advantage that Bronze 6 holds right now, and they're going to go work on this camp here on the left side. They've even split Juji up to the top to try and soak level 10, while the rest of the team just poke stalls, which is possible with the heroes that they have.
And because they have that Exterminator Jim Raynor, they're able to actually walk over and take that camp. Their opponents haven't even been able to take it, and that's the advantage they get of taking it so quickly on cooldown every time. And Kira just barely getting the channel to stop their opponents from getting time on the objective.
Yep, and now level 10's just about a third of a level on the horizon here for Bronze 6. So they're going to go ahead and try and soak that up here in the middle and bottom lane and then push into the objective, and that's exactly what they're going to do and take this pretty much for free.
Yeah. Varian actually going into Victory Rush, a pretty uncommonly chosen talent, but looking at the level 10s, he did go into the Shield Wall. We do have Blink Heal, Dragon Blade, Rainer's Raider, and the Gravel Bomb, so pretty much all expected level 10s coming out for the members of Bronze 6.
Yep.
And they get the first objective with the power of that level 10 advantage.
Yep, Spooky Ghost will have this null camp here to defend with in the mid lane, but alternate lanes, the off lanes, are going to be just a bit of an issue, and will take some people to defend. Let's see, we do have Black Hole. Black Hole! Well, that's interesting. Blessed Shield, Ardent Defender, Divine Storm, and Bellowing Roar. Everything as standard except for that Black Hole, which has seen more popularity, but I'm kind of surprised against this comp.
Yeah. We do have Deathwing in the bot lane with Johanna trying to make the defense here as the objective is coming in just now. We actually have 4 people on the defense and 3 on the offense in bot lane. Brightwing pushing in the mid lane and Gaz in top lane. No one's actually defending in mid lanes, so they're going to start losing out on that XP. But a big engagement coming in with Rogoth, followed up by Little Wolf, is going to find first blood at the 7-minute and 25-second mark.
Yep, they go ahead and delete the Genji. Can't deflect if you're stunned for 3 days. And that seems to be the engagement strategy of Spooky Ghosts, and I don't blame them. Defense is solid in the bottom lane, and only towers lost in the mid lane to this point. Top towers down as well, so not a whole lot of damage taken through that. And, yeah, seems like a good objective phase here for Spooky Ghosts.
Yeah, not too bad. We do have Brightwing porting in, looking like they maybe want to take an engagement in the bot lane, as it's now 3v3 with Genji just about to show up, but not going to find anything particularly valuable in there. Looking at the top lane, Juji is actually pretty low. Eric with a K has kind of been bullying him for most of this game, actually.
Yeah, especially
with have to tap.
Yeah, with the Holy Avenger, you can really punish anybody for standing in a wave just like that. Just jump on them for a lot of damage, because it deals 25% more. So there's really a lot of capability of doing good soul lane work with that.
And once again, we have Jim Laner just going over and taking that camp at this point all by himself. He doesn't even need the help. And once again, the members of Spooky Ghost have not even started their camp. So it's not a ton of XP, but it's lane pressure, and it's just the additional cooldown and uptime.
Yeah, I mean, your Stats of the Storm update, Bronze 6 constantly at the top with the Mercenary uptime, so keeping it pretty much maximized on this map. There was a ping on the bottom fort, so it looks like Bronze 6 do just want to push down here, and there's your Merc Camp difference there, Ektar. I mean, while Bronze 6 pushed in, or had their Merc Camp up, Spooky Ghost had to take their own, and everybody else just rotated down and took a fort to start. So, yeah, pretty good macro play here from Bronze 6.
Kira rotating into the top lane is going to find Eric with a K just tapping and not going to find any real damage from it. And he's going to rotate back down towards mid lane.
Yep.
Maybe.
Well,
actually rotates back to the top lane to put damage into Eric, because Juji did get threatened a little bit.
Yep, and Kira able to fit in a lot of damage onto Eric with a K. That can be healed up, obviously, but does just create a little bit more of a strain on the Uther, who does not put through the sustained heals very well.
So I had mentioned that we had 10 stacks on Uther's Q relatively early in the game. Now that we're not relatively early in the game and he's only at 22 stacks, that's putting a lot of strain on his mana consumption. Not as much if he's continuously... Holy shit, big stun coming out on the Juji there. Is he going to get a follow-on? Yes, he is. Rogoth is going to hit with the Condemn and even dropping the Blessed Shield... Nope, Blessed Shield's off on cooldown. The Peeling Gravel Bomb actually is going to save both Juji and Ferret, but Brightwing takes a ton of damage for it.
Yep, but Brightwing using that Blink Heal to escape to the minion in lane allows her to make these aggressive ports, and that's probably my favorite thing about Brightwing, is just taking aggressive ports and being able to Pixie Dust and Blink Heal all the way around. So, you know, really, really cool stuff. And Ferret, and strong player, and showing why there.
We have the members of Spooky Ghost now going over to take their mercenary camp, which is giving the opportunity for Bronze 6 to step in and continue their channel onto the objective.
Yeah, they got a whole 10% the first time with 4 seconds of channel. Let's see how much more they can add to it here. Now that already level 16's being picked up, not a whole lot of kills going in this game. Teams just preferring so nice penetrate around from Hit the J to counter engage, but was out of position in the first place and does get deleted. So 5v4 now in favor of Bronze 6. Gravabomb comes out, hitting 3 with a stun afterwards. Dragon Blade coming in, trying to clean up the rest of these kills. Black Hole does hit Eric with a K. Rogoth very low and is taken out by the Dragon Blade, as Kira now stuck in a little awkward spot trying to escape.
Yeah, but Brightwing's going to come in with that big ol' heal and shield, and that is going to give Kira the ability to continue this engagement. Puts a lot of damage into Little Wolf, but barely isn't able to find the kill. Finds the kill with the Swift Strike. Is going to Swift Strike back out. Get a ton of damage, but not quite enough uptime on that deflect to keep him going.
Uther heal right there mattered. Uther heal mattered. Up to 52 stacks, so definitely absorbed a lot of hits there. And kept... who's that? Boundary X? Yeah, Boundary X alive on the Tassadar through the Genji dive. And if you can... Look, if Kira's on Genji, he's going to be diving forts. We've seen that repetitively from Series 1 this season, is a constant tendency to dive under forts as much as possible.
Ooh, Juji's in a bit of a rough spot here. Is going to get hit with the Blessed Shield. Brightwing with a huge port is going to keep him out for a little bit, but that's a lot of damage coming at that Black Hole, but is able to run out of there? Question mark? Brightwing is very low, has to pop the Unstoppable to keep getting on out of there, and does get out of there. Juji stays alive as well. Both of them are going to have to tap before they re-engage, however.
The capability of Brightwing to put out this big heal to save is really good. Boundary X in a really awkward spot and does get taken out. Eric with a K, after chasing for such a long time, does get put into a bad spot and taken out as well. And that's really the first decisive team fight that's gone either way this game. And it's Bronze 6 taking the objective, or at least starting the channel here and probably getting the objective.
Also taking their opponent's mercenary camp, which is... I mean, you're up 2 kills, and there's nothing else you can really do on the map. This is really good for them. Their opponents have a lot of pressure built up in the bottom lane as well, which, you know, started with that excess mercenary camp capturing, and now it's building up into those Reaver minions pushing down the bottom lane, and that macro pressure is really what's putting Bronze 6 ahead in these engagements. Yep. Spooky Ghost took a good fight, and they had to spend that time clearing up lanes. Bronze 6 took a good fight, and they get an objective for it.
Yep, that is... objectively, the benefits of macro is letting your advantages go farther, and Bronze 6 has done it well in this game for sure. As they're going to go ahead and free cap this top fort before the objective even arrives, so keep pressure in top and bottom lanes, and a full rotation into the mid or top, unclear, for Bronze 6's Spooky Ghosts are here to defend in mid.
It looks like they want mid fort and pressure in top lane. Danny is going to get stunned out here. We have Brightwing coming in for the port, and that's a huge amount of extra healing, but the stun coming out from Uther is going to find Danny. Not falling quite yet, though. That protected putting in a lot of work, and the Dragon becomes me, finding 2 kills very quickly, and is going to continue those swipes onto Kalidas.
They're not level 20, Ektar. Regardless, Kira and hit the J, chase down the Brightwing, and go ahead and pick up 3 more kills during this objective phase. Top keep taken down. That was not a full team commitment from Bronze 6 to defend that aggression. Rogoth now in a bunch of trouble. Kira trying to go in to finish off this kill, waiting for that Unstoppable to burn down. Leaps forward with the Cyber Agility and escapes. Nice job, Rogoth, to hit the blind, but the core now in severe peril as it's approaching half health.
Yeah, and with that keep going down, that's going to go down to just 20 armor. Eric with a K and Rogoth, the only ones here to mount this defense. Big Ardent Defender coming out here, but the core rather is falling with 2,000 health left, and that is game number 1 in favor of Bronze 6.
Yeah, that's I mean, there's no two ways of putting that. That's what Bronze 6 has done all season. Macro hard, dive you with a Genji, and not let anybody die. I mean, so Uther is a very common stay in the Bronze 6 comp. The 25 armor, the burst heals, and the D shields have been critical to their success this season, I would say. And
frankly, I don't think Spooky Ghost even played a bad game. They just didn't have the ability to keep up in macro.
Yeah.
Because in team fights, like, it was 4-4 before that last objective finished.
Yeah.
Like, they definitely were in it in team fights. It's just the non-team fighting things that Bronze 6 did a little bit better on, and that just got them ahead.
Yep, that is very true. Yeah, I mean, that Brightwing port was so big. I mean, that was like, as you said in draft, that's a mini D shield. Oh, I have a screen for this. It's like a mini D shield on the dive, and we saw it several times being used both to heal dive targets and to
enable dive targets.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was very good in all cases. Ferret on point with the heals. I mean, look at 52 to 23, which, again, Uther heals, but I mean, that's still an impressive margin there from Ferret. And Spooky Ghost just couldn't get the D-Storm pick, the Bless Shield, into Uther stun, into Uther stun again, kills that they were expecting, specifically because of those large Brightwing heals.
I was surprised not to see Little Wolf not picking up the Benediction, adding a third stun into the mix. Especially during that last team fight where the Brightwing port saved Genji. I was expecting a third stun there, and it wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very true. All right, I'm about to ruin everybody's life. What is the cropping on these talents here for Gazlowe? Those Explodium TNT charges have the worst cropping in this game. What is this black couple pixels to the left? I can't believe it. Blizzard, unplayable. So, yeah, strong game from Bronze 6. We'll have to see if Spooky Ghosts opt for the first pick, now that they have the capability of doing so.
So, assuming they do, because that's what people do in 2020.
Yes.
Where do we think that Bronze 6 are going to take?
BOE. That is my guess. I will give them a clean BOE show right here. I believe that. It might be D-Shire. We were talking a little bit beforehand, and it might... They mentioned D-Shire as like where they thought Spooky Ghost would take them. Which may be like a little bit of a, hey, we wouldn't mind going there, but...
So checking the maps Bronze 6 have played. This is maps they've played, not maps that they've picked, because it's little takes a little longer to find the other one.
Small sample size as well. They don't pick maps very often.
Fair.
No, they pick maps all the time. Never mind, you don't get first. Yeah.
So their most played is Volskaya, which is banned, followed by Tomb, which is banned, followed by Alterac, which we played, and Battlefield of Eternity. So going off history, I think that BOE is a strong guess for map number 2.
Yep. We've played them there. We've casted them there. Have we casted? I feel like we've casted Bronze 6 this season, but maybe I'm insane.
We have?
That's about the conviction I had for it, too.
I'm reasonably certain.
Now I'm going to your Twitch VODs to find out.
I'm just going to my past casts.
I mean, that's probably a better idea.
Yes, we cast Bronze 6 versus
Better
Better
than
Than Bots.
Yes. Last month.
And we saw them on Battlefield of Eternity and All-Track Pass.
Yeah. With the banned Vikings, if I remember correctly.
You do remember correctly.
Yep. They were sad about that one.
I'm sad about that one.
I fully
and Towers is
sympathize.
banned out, which is another great
Yeah.
Vikings map, but there's still a couple. There's still a couple. Like,
True. True.
there are two teams that I would have a reasonable expectation for them to run Vikings on Dragonshire, and I think that it's
Both of them.
Can't Create Acronyms and Bronze 6, and I would love to see it.
Yeah. That is true. We are still waiting for an invite or something to this game. Hello? Hello? B6. Okay, there it is. Goodness. I saw Juji and them were in-game, and I was like, that means the lobby's up, right? So, we are here on Dragonshire. So I guess you were correct. You say Dragonshire? Oh, no.
No, I didn't. I was saying that I want to see the Vikings played on this map.
Well, we have a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
They picked it. They have last pick.
They sure do.
Yeah. So
Bronze 6 would pick Haunted Mines if it were in the pool. I think you're just pushing your own pro Haunted Mines agenda on other teams, Val.
Pro Haunted Mines agenda is true. We play Lurk Patrol likes to play the Haunted Mines of NGS Season 10, which was Hanamura. That was
Hanamura is such a good map.
it's
Fight me.
It's objectively not a good map, but we know how to play it well, and it forced bans
I
out.
don't even agree with that.
I don't like. I mean, it's okay. I think it's an okay map. I think it's better than Sky Temple and all of the maps not in the pool. I agree with that. I even think it's better than some of the maps in the pool.
Braxis.
But I would, yes, much better. But I would not go as far to say that is a good map.
I will agree it's not a good, well-designed map to the standards of Infernal Shrines, Tomb of the Spider, Queen Volskaya Foundry. Although I might even argue that last one because the third objective on Volskaya is too strong.
I don't like Volskaya because of the lack of objective randomness. I think it leads to significantly more boring games.
That's fair.
That's great.
That's fair because the objectives always go the same way. Somebody wins and goes to the next lane and tries to kill the will. It's not particularly exciting.
Yeah. Maybe it's because they're straight underpowered, and that's all you can do
I
until
don't
the
think
third
that
objective. But
I just think that it's so good to get the thing that you kind of have to. But the thing that's wrong with Hanamura, and this is my opinion of other people's opinion, this could be totally off base, is that the objective isn't strong enough to force team fights to happen around it.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
I think the objective needs to be a little bit stronger, but I love actually how long the objective takes to secure.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, if All-Track Pass was a smaller map with better, like, just map geometry and, like, an additional camp on each side of the map, I think that'd be a good map.
I agree. I actually was about to say, it sounds a lot like Ultrac, where you have to have a minimum... Oh, they're ready. Where you have to have a minimum time guaranteed. And I like the idea that you have to push onto the opponent's side of the map.
Yeah, I do. I like that too, especially after the first objective, where it's, for Hanamura, the first objective, you have to take either top or bottom, which is relatively neutral. But for the second and third objectives that you capture, you have to go into your opponent's territory, which gives them inherent defender's advantage, which I think is actually really good design.
Yeah, I agree with that. And yeah, I like that part. So maybe we mash Hanamura with Ultrac and you have a good map? I actually just...
That
or you have the worst map.
Yeah, you have either the best or the worst map depending on implementation.
Yeah. I like what you said though. I think Alterac would be a better map if it was just like 15% smaller,
Yeah.
20% smaller, add a bonus camp or something like that. Change it up just a tiny bit.
Yeah, there's
Uh I think that
Alterac
is
just doesn't have enough to do.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's soak lanes,
And then
one
the
camp,
objective comes up and you
and the
keep
objective.
soaking lanes. And that's the thing, the objective is pretty weak on Alterac as well, so you have to like soak lanes.
The only thing that makes that objective not super weak is the gigantic map size.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is part
So
of it. I
it's
mean,
true.
balanced
I
around
think
it.
if you were able to make the map a little smaller, you could make the objective a little bit stronger because there's less time for your opponents to push with it, and it's easier to rotate between the lanes to respond to it.
Yeah. Yeah. So map design discussion
Hire me,
tangent.
Blizzard.
Yeah, map design tangent has been gone on. Make sure to comment on your spiciest map opinions in the chat now, and we'll read out the spiciest ones or the least spicy. I don't know. Or we'll be in game and I'll read any of them.
I have my phone, so I can actually read the Twitch chat in game.
I mean, I can too because I have 2 monitors.
I'm getting one of those. I'm getting 2 monitors.
Good, good. Do you have the adequate desk space for it?
No, but I'm also acquiring a desk.
There you go. That's the important part.
So we're just waiting at the moment because someone had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, we got
I was gonna try and say that in some kind of fancier, less direct way, but it's not that kind of a night.
Look, Danny counts down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 second. Sorry, Ferret's gonna pee his pants. That's how it happened. So, you know, it do be like that sometimes. So we are in the process of waiting for game number 2. Thanks for joining. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Spending time getting towards the Christmas season and you know, all the hecticness that implies. So
Ace.
Yeah.
It is in fact gingerbread Garrosh.
It is gingerbread Garrosh.
I had to go to the Heroes of the Storm Gamepedia to find that out because those are currently not available in the collection if you don't already own it.
I own it.
But yeah,
so there you go.
They are all in fact gingerbread portraits, and that is Garrosh.
Fair enough. It sure is.
Which means portrait synergy goes over to the spooky ghosts.
That is very, very true.
You know what, Sex Panda? That's actually the strat.
We did that.
We didn't go into the season with a strong affiliation for Hanamura. We went into the season thinking, let's just play games and try to win. And then it was my big brain strat of, you know what? We feel pretty comfortable against, I think it was Roll 1 that we first played against on Hanamura.
No, the very first one was like week number 2, if I remember correctly, where we played on Hanamura.
Wait, no, week 2 was Bronze 6. We didn't do that.
Week 1, then. It's 1 or 3.
Yeah, so we definitely... It was definitely we think we're the better team in this map, or match, so we're going to play against them on Hanamura. And it worked out better than we expected, and then we just kept doing it to try and draw target bans that we... for a map that we didn't actually care that much for. And then I think we ended up developing some like genuine fondness for it. Liking Hanamura happened on accident for us.
Yeah. It was week 1, game 3 against Arrogant Nephilim, where we had to go to a decider match and had a clean win on Hanamura, and that's where it started. So that is neither here nor there. We are here, game 2 on Dragonshire, Bronze 6 versus Spooky Ghost in the BOS semifinals. And Yeah, waiting on the bans. We're the only team who took it more than... No, Cosmos. Cosmos
Yeah.
was the only other
Cosmos
team
took
to
it
play
like
it
4 times
intentionally.
in B West.
Yes, yeah, out of B West.
Though to be fair, between the two of us, we played the map like 8 times, I think.
I think 7 or 8 times. Yeah, yeah. Uther banned out by Spooky Ghost. They just say, "All right, we're done playing the Uther, but you're not getting it." And that's fair.
Yeah, and that's
fair.
totally fair. I would be a little surprised if Bronze 6 didn't expect to have Uther picked or banned away from them most of the series. It's one of their signature, very effective heroes. And not having first pick means Gazlo is getting banned by Bronze 6, and I can't argue with that decision even a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, if we were going against Bronze 6, which we definitely are not doing, but if we did in the past, I would ban Uther both games. That's just my opinion, though. But, you know.
The Tychus ban is... Yeah, it's another Bronze 6 target ban.
Yeah.
But it... I mean, he's just a good hero since the small talent changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's he's been pretty strong. He doesn't have like the bonkers win rate, but I always feel like he's really strong when I see him. So, like learning when he's good would be, I don't know, pretty good for me, I guess.
We did actually have D.Va picked or banned last season, or last map, rather.
D.Va was third banned by Bronze 6.
Damn it. Well, she's still available, so... Actually
cute.
taking the Brightwing, that surprises me.
That's cute, though.
It's so adorable. This does give Ferret the opportunity to pick up the Tyrande, which is more their big second hero pick.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they opt for it this early in draft, or Ferret wants a little bit more flexibility on seeing what they want to do. D.Va and Cassia picked up for Bronze 6.
Hard to argue with picking up an early D.Va, to be honest. Cassia is a little bit more surprising. She's still fine, but she's definitely not as good as she was. But Bronze 6 has been making Cassia work all season, although typically it hasn't been Hit the J playing her.
Right. To be fair, Bronze 6 has made almost everything work this season.
That's also true.
You've got a Rexar. Yeah, Eric with a K can play Rexar. Of course he can. Eric with a K is a strong mechanical player. I mean, plays the Medivh, plays the Rexar, can do a whole bunch of stuff like that, so I'm not surprised that he can play that at all. And
which means we're not going to be seeing a Vikings. No. Almost certainly.
4-man D.Va.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but at the same time...
There's plenty of good things for that.
But you don't need to.
Yeah. Sylph banned out. Seems fine.
Yeah. Really good with the objective on this map.
Yeah. Yeah. No real further comments, I don't know.
So if they're continuing the target bans, I would expect a Tyrande ban.
Yeah. I would imagine so as well. It could look for a tank ban though.
Yeah, that'd be totally valid. But like their next most played healer is Ana, but she's way down there in hero popularity for Bronze 6.
Is it time to heed the voice of a loon? Come here, Ferret. Let me hear the pick.
And who goes with Tyrande?
Daniel picked tank here, and Kira will flex.
Yeah.
Because that's what Kira does. Rhaegar. Arthas.
Ooh, Arthas Rhaegar. That's interesting.
Yo, is this the Syndragosa plus Bloodlust comp where you run at them at like plus 70 move speed differential and they just never leave? Because I think that's what this comp can do. Gosa Diva Bomb. There are capabilities. Danny might be a sensible human and just pick,
I don't think Danny has played Arthas at all this season.
You might be right.
He has not, at least not before playoffs, because I think that was the last stats of the Storm update.
Yep, and we did not catch the match against Soak, so I can't confirm. We do have Hanzo and Kael'thas picked up for the damage core, so 2 gunnies on the right side here for Spooky Ghosts. And seems like a fine amount of damage.
Here we go
Chromie picked up for Kira. Now that's an interesting one. Have they played that?
Because they needed even more slows on that side.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they played 5 Chromie games.
Okay. Okay.
Or at least the team has played 5 Chromie games.
Yeah. I mean that is it a proper greedy? What is the 7 talent or the 5 talent, I guess, on Chromie that gives bonus damage for slowed targets?
I have no idea. I do not play that much Chromie.
Is it I'm pretty sure it's a proper greeting. It is a proper greeting. Let's go. So yeah, damaging a slowed, stunned, or rooted target grants 25 additional damage. 25% additional damage for 5 seconds. So with Arthas, that'll almost always be live. With Rhaegar, you've got the Earth Grasp totem. That's always live. Cassia doesn't have inherent slows, and Diva doesn't either, so still
but
lots of uptime on that. Yeah, pretty good.
The only problem I see is that there's not a great point-and-click or hard CC button.
True facts. All right, here on the left side of the map, in the blue trunks, we do have Bronze 6, Kira playing the Chromie, Juji playing the Diva, Danny playing the Arthas, Farrah 102 on the Rhaegar, and Hit the J on the Cassia.
And on the right-hand side, in the red trunks, they are the Spooky Ghosts with Little Wolf playing the Brightwing, Rogoth playing the Diablo, Boundary X playing Hanzo, Kaleidos on Kael'thas, and Eric with a K on Rexar.
All right. Starting here with the level 1 talents, we got to see the spray.
Little Wolf took a pot shot at Danny.
Uh-oh. Oh no, it's over. So they have a wrong spray and banished from the team. Sorry, Spooky Ghost, we've seen your demise live on TV. It is all over here. We do have W on one for Chromie, rather than the more popular, what was it, Vision talent? I don't know the name.
Dragon's Eye? No.
Is it? I'm going to look at it. I'm going to cheat.
Alrighty. On the right-hand side, we have the W quest for Hanzo as well, which is a little bit less common these days.
Yep, that is less common, but it has pretty high damage output, and with Diablo, you are playing around those walls even more, so you might be able to get some additional value for it. By the way, Time Walker's Pursuit, because, sure.
A little bit of a root coming out on the Little Wolf, not bothering to pop the trait to get out of that, just letting the damage happen. That is 1 stack for Arthas, as the camps are already being taken, and that is why you take Rhaegar on this map.
Yep, Bronze 6, prioritize macro, and again, this is like the amount of camps we went on Alterac, but we do have the fast siege camp being taken. Boundary X working on it, but is going to take it a little bit slower than the rest of the team. And Misha not quite on the point yet, but they will have full control over the top lane. They being the Spooky Ghost to start.
So it's pretty early, but we can already see the forming of Bronze 6's strategy on this map. They're having Divas double soak top and mid. And at the moment, Rexar can't really keep up with that. Like, just the Q is not that much additional wave clear, and he can't pressure Juji enough to keep him in lane, or do enough damage into the wall to force him to stay in lane, which will make it increasingly difficult for the members of the Spooky Ghosts as they start losing out on that XP, although a lot of damage going in to Hit the J, coming in at an awkward angle, and is going to get taken out first in this game, much earlier first blood than game number 1.
Yeah, we might have second blood. Not quite, stun wasn't quite there available for Kaleidos. Boundary X takes a bunch of damage, but does go ahead and escape. Little Wolf is still having to fight it out here in mid lane for Soak, so there are no heals here for the Spooky Ghost. Mindset taps. Ferret in a little bit of trouble. Does go ahead and heal up just enough from the chain heal. So does stay alive. Rogoth going to receive the Brightwing port, which is empowered by the Hyper Shift on level 1.
Yeah, Rogoth is still forced to tap. Not quite enough healing coming out from that Brightwing, especially before level 13 with the Safety Dust. But You can already see the slightly better rotations coming up for the members of Bronze 6, although we have the relatively quick Bruiser Camp coming up from the Spooky Ghost. This is going to do actually kind of a lot of damage into Little Wolf. He'll definitely have to be, but should have the Z up relatively soon to get back in lane.
Yeah, I think this Bruiser Camp is like criminally undertaken outside of some pretty high levels of play. It's really an important part of this map to be able to help your soul laner win a lot more than they originally should, and can turn some losing matchups into at least neutral matchups for a short while. So really an important camp. It's just really out of the way for the 4-man sometimes.
And if there's one thing D.Va doesn't do especially well after the rework, it's still just clearing camps. Juji will have the big damage going into Danny. Not quite going to find the kill, though. Outside of the mech explosion, D.Va doesn't have great camp clear. So this camp up here is actually going to take kind of a long time for her to clear out. It's okay if they get all stacked up and stuff, but still not amazing.
Yeah, very true, very true.
There's also buying time for them to take the bottom Bruiser camp, which is also pretty nice. Probably less valuable than the top Bruiser camp because there's so many more people in the bottom lane. But, I mean, you could take it from your opponents. It's still really nice.
Yep, level 8 here for the Chromie, opting into the Slowing Sands as usual. Danny and Boundary X trade out a whole bunch of damage here. While Hit the J soaks in the mid lane. And interesting, we did get the Mobius Loop and W quest instead of a proper greeting, which I really thought we were going to get with the Arthas synergy. So, yeah.
So did I, but you know what? Mobius Loop's still pretty fine. Kaleidos is going to pop the Trinket to get out of that CC combo. And otherwise, just pretty much stabilized in the bottom lane.
Yep, stable in the bottom. D.Va having control of the button. And soaking up mid lane. Rogoth and Danny taking a bunch of damage. Nice slowing sands is slowing both the DPS of the Spooky Ghost. And now cutting off the retreat point from Little Wolf. He'll be the first to go down. Body block to hell is this Diablo, but he does find a hole. Oh, Rogoth just barely escapes. If that Q had barely connected, that would have made it. Made the kill happen.
Definitely saved by that front wall.
For sure. We don't have auto attack Diablo either. It's kind of the older Q slam build, which I like a lot, but auto attack Diablo is kind of insane.
It is. He just never dies, and yeah, if your tank never dies, that's pretty good for the rest of the team. We do have the siege camps getting picked up by both teams, slightly faster for Bronze 6, and we have the level 10s inbound, which we have not yet talked about. Bronze 6 picking up the Cinder Ghost of Bloodlust like we had expected. We've also got the Ball Lightning and Bunny Hop. That's a talent I don't see very often.
It's a stun to go with the slow. It might stay connected, so that seems possible. Little Wolf goes ahead and uses that Emerald Wind, a level 10 pickup, to get Rogoth out of trouble. They've also accompanied it with an Apocalypse, Dragon's Arrow, Phoenix, and Unleash the Boars.
Emerald Wind is incredible ult economy at this phase in the game, trading out a 50-second cooldown for 2 much longer cooldowns.
Yeah, that's really nice.
A big opportunity here for Spooky Ghost to try and take a team fight up in heroics.
Yep, they are. They do have the capability for that. It's just 2 ults here, 1 ult here in the bottom lane for Bronze 6 versus all of them available now for the Spooky Ghost, and I really want to see them try and make something happen here.
To do it, they're going to need to put their Brightwing in, and I think she should come in right now and get the CC out onto Danny. And we do see it happen. The Hanzo arrow coming out just before dying is going to get a decent stun, but Kaleidos is going to fall after that, slightly after Danny. Brightwing is not going to be able to escape. Going into that Emerald Wind is going to push them away and get some room for Diablo to get out, but sacrifices himself for it, and oh my god, Slowing Sands is incredible.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. It's like point-and-click Super Rude. It's like Arthas's W, but like instantaneous activation, pretty much.
Yeah, and also a way bigger potential, because Arthas would not get you slowed up to 70%. That's incredible.
Yeah, and it's for such a long time at range. Like, it's so powerful at controlling space. Rogoth now trying to do some damage here, but he doesn't have follow-up available to do anything. Teleport is going to come in and apply the shield as well. Here comes the Gosa and the Bloodlust engage to say no fort for you. There is no safe space. Boundary X now in a really weird spot, has to natural agility over the front wall and retreat somewhere. He's dead. Diablo's dead in the back, and this is 3 more kills for Bronze 6. And they're going to run down this bottom fort while holding bottom button, and everything's turning up their way right now.
Yeah, the only thing really going well for Spooky Ghost is that top lane, which is still being held by Eric with a K. He's even got some pretty good damage into that front wall, and they saved the fort in the bottom lane, which is a little bit surprising to me. But the momentum is definitely on the side of Bronze 6. They have the Chromie to just poke this out, and there's really nothing that Rogoth can do about it until the rest of his team gets here. And even still, they don't have the Hanzo inbound quite yet.
Yep, that's true. Only now is it a true 4v4, but a level and a half lead here for Bronze 6. They might just back out and wait for the 16s. Diva going ahead, continuing the double soak. Didn't opt for the double soak talent here at level 7, but as we check the stats, is up on XP by about 1600-ish over the Rexar. So definitely getting the value.
And Rexar did go into the boar, so he can't even decide to just YOLO push down top fort with the Hangry Misha.
Yeah, that is very true, and kind of the capability of that ultimate. So 16's very close to being picked up here for Bronze 6. They have the Siege Giants down in the bottom lane, and they're going to try and push down this bottom fort, maybe. Oh, Kaleidos, so much damage, has to pop the mana barrier. Just to, be worried about any kind of extra damage that would cause a kill.
To my side is popped in the top lane. Juji is slowed, is going to pop the trinket, and that is just going to be a dead Misha and an expended heroic.
I just realized that that trinket won't be around for the finals next week.
It will not.
Pretty interesting. So don't get too comfy with it, as it's going away pretty soon. But bottom Bruiser Camp now picked up with the level 16 advantage. That'll push in and take down the bottom fort. And Bronze 6 will have to go do something else now, but they have full map control from mid lane and bottom lane. So I guess
and
map control.
Bronze 6 are just showing why this map is hard, and what's hard about it is just soaking mid lane consistently. And they've been doing it much better with occasionally rotating down the Diva, which Eric with a K has not been able to match, or occasionally rotating in the Cassia. Spooky Ghost have been rotating in the Brightwing, which is great because that means you have a global available, but she does it so slowly that you end up missing stuff.
Yeah, there's about a 3,000 minion XP lead for Bronze 6, and I think almost all of that is coming out of that mid lane, which is, what, 5 lanes-ish missed? 5 to 6 waves missed? That's a lot.
And for the first time, we're going to have the Dragonite getting picked up in favor of Bronze 6. We did have the APOC come out to try and stop that, or to get an engagement. Couldn't exactly tell which one it was, but not going to stop the Dragonite from coming out, and not going to find that kill onto Danny.
Yep, 4K no los dos. But unfortunately doesn't find purchase on either amount, or on either front. Hit the J gonna go ahead and take out the mid fort with little resistance, and we'll go ahead, force out the Phoenix in mid and rotate into the bottom lane with the 3 other members of Bronze 6 to try and see if they can't get a wall down here.
Yeah, Eric with a K is trying to do the best that he can in top lane to try and find some counter damage, but it's just not quite working out. All of these to my sides getting popped out aren't finding any kills.
Yep, that is very true. We do have the level 18 Unraveling picked up for the Chromie, so that's going to be an even stronger point-and-click CC with minus 35 spell armor after just a little over a little over a second and a quarter. So can really just vaporize targets in a second if they're not careful.
And with a lot of these teamfights taking place outside of just the minion lanes, you don't need the piercing quite as much. Big Hanzo are coming out, heading on to Ferret with a follow-up from Kaleidos, is going to find a kill for the members of Spooky Ghost. And that is going to do a lot to help alleviate the pressure that they've been experiencing.
Yeah, that is very true. And that's a big kill. They had to invest the Boars
Tools.
and the Dragon Arrow, but I mean, that's what they need to get back in on this. Kira now in a really awkward spot is going to take a bunch of damage. Does go ahead and time out the Living Bomb, but is pushed out of this fight for the tap. Now the Bunny Hop coming in, creating an unstoppable window, so Diva's not been affected by the Emerald Wind, but Brightwing is going to go down due to putting herself in a risky position for that. So counter kill found by Bronze 6 as they approach the level 20s in just a moment.
Yeah, that was 1.5 kills to 1 kill, I believe, total, if you want to count the original kill out on the Ferret. But definitely trading Brightwing away at that time specifically is going to be really rough for Spooky Ghost. Juju taking a lot of damage is not actually going to have to remech quite yet, just barely hanging on to that. Does decide to remech now. But with the objective coming up and Brightwing still down for about an additional 8 seconds after the fact, it's going to give time for Bronze 6 to get very early first position with level 20.
Yep, taking a look at the level 20s, we have the upgraded Syndragosa to Root, so now even larger speed differential between the teams when it connects. Upgraded Bloodlust, no surprise there, and the Infinite Ball Lightning, you can't get away from it if you're rooted, so makes perfect sense to me. And the headshot for the Diva, kind of interesting because PPP was not taken on 13, but still good talent.
Yeah, and with that level 20 advantage, the members of Bronze 6 are just going to push bot lane as 4 with Diva still in the top lane, and so it's a 4 versus 4 under a keep, but with level 20. They're just trying to see what they can get with this Bruiser camp, and what they're going to find looks like it's just going to be damage into the keep. They could turn it off and engage with Bloodlust, but I think that's a little bit too close to an even of a fight, even up level 20.
Yeah, the core is a very strong place to retreat to for Spooky Ghost, so they do have that capability of making a retreat happen. 20's now picked up for the Spooky Ghost. They have multiple Emerald Winds at the cost of more mana. We've got the Hellgate, the upgraded Dragon's Arrow to make play of the game, and of course the Flamethrower, and upgraded Boars, so they'll root. So we've got that kill command.
Yeah, Rogoth looking for a bit of a flank engage, possibly with a Hellgate, but not finding it. In large part due to the vision provided by Kira and those time traps. Time trap is actually going to be part of the engagement here on the Rogoth, but because of the time trap not actually getting the root from Syndragosa, a big Hanzo arrow hitting out on several play of the game, putting that additional damage. Rogoth getting low, but Little Wolf going to heal him back up and push everyone away with that Emerald Wind. Danny is low, and Kaleidos and Boundary X are on the chase, not quite finding it just yet, though.
Yeah, that scatter just missed and would have been the death of Denny. Instead, he's going to be healed up, but it is Hit the J going down in this fight. Rogoth able to get a mount off, which is actually a pretty big deal, as he's going to try and close the gap onto Kira. Or Danny here does get the time ticking. Nice medallion. Don't get used to that. But for now, nice medallion use saves Kira from Rogoth's slam. But now we have the DK able to be channeled here for the Spooky Ghost. Eric with a K is going to take out Juji. Is there a charge available, Misha? There is, and that's a kill. So now the first real opportunity for the Spooky Ghost to make some presence on this map and do some kind of work.
Yeah, and they're going to get that DK, but they're down 2 buildings currently. They need to make up some of that differential, and they might even just lose mid if no one responds to it. That catapult actually will get taken out by other minions, so we'll be fine.
Oh, it gets a last shot. Okay, it's fine. Brightwing is going to go and clean that up, make sure the next catapult is taken care of. Charge out onto Danny is going to get, I believe that was Medallion. I guess we can check the cooldown. Yeah, Medallion was used along with Ferret's Cleanse. So both of them with the same idea, but it does cost him an extra cooldown.
Boundary X needs to be real careful here, because they could easily engage past this DK and get the kill before Brightwing could even make it here. Brightwing is going to come in here early to make sure that does not happen.
Yep, the Syndragosa Bloodlust engage is up. Diva is down currently, so maybe not something they're looking to do quite yet, but that has to be in Spooky Ghost's mind as they go ahead and, you know, get towards the end of this Dragon Knight's life.
Yeah, and they haven't actually found damage yet. Not significant damage, anyway.
No, they really haven't. D.Va's now on the side looking to make a bunny hop engage here. Here comes the Bloodlust and the Syndragosa. Does hit nobody, but the D.Va Bomb is going to wall everybody else out. Little Wolf going to drop the Emerald Wind, but again, zoned out by the D.Va Bomb, caused the kill. Juji sacrifices his life in the back. Unable to remech, but big scatter from Boundary X is actually going to hit 2. Danny in a rough spot. Natural Agility saves Hanzo. Ferret going to try and escape, and does go ahead. Ooh. Is going to tap. Is that going to be enough? It is not. That is a kill for the Spooky Ghost. Again, it is 3 for 1 and continuing to go their way.
Yeah. Chromie is still very strong on the defense with the Slowing Sands and the Dragon Eye empowered Dragon's Breath. Oh, sorry, Mobius Loop empowered Dragon's Eye is an old talent, doesn't exist anymore. I think, anyway.
Yeah,
but with all that damage that they got, there's still no keep down in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they're continuing. The Chromie defense is so strong. I mean, that's the strongest part about Chromie is her defense against heroes is incredible. And they're going to pick up the Spooky Ghosts. Are going to go ahead pick up the Bruiser Camp to try and grab some spell armor to push in on this. But it's not.
Boundary X is picking up their camp, but that means it's going to be a long time before it actually gets to that keep. The rest of the team is picking up the other siege camp, and I think this is the much more important of the two. And so they're going to try and just siege camp, force this bottom lane as the Bruisers are getting picked up in top lane by the members of Bronze 6 to counter the Bruisers already in top lane for the Ghosts. Another Phoenix is dropped on this keep to try and just force this building down so that there can be an advantage for the members of Spooky Ghosts on this map. After all the kills that they got, after all of the work that they've been doing, they're still behind.
Yep, they're trying hard. They're ahead on kills. Just now, even up the fort situation. Bloodlust plus no Cinder yet. They're going to wait to see what side of the fort they retreat to. Ghosts coming out. Nice boars by Eric with a K, going to go ahead and prevent the follow-up. Boundary X lands a 3-man arrow with the play of the game to deal a lot of damage. Living bombs spreading everywhere in the backline. Kira Ferret hit the J, all very low. Danny left out and will be not taken out yet, but very, very, very close to death.
And while all of that is going down, the Ghosts are going to lose mid-keep to minions.
Ugh, you hate to see it if you're a Spooky Ghost fan, a fan of upsets, a fan of Game 4 and beyond right now. They're going to get
the third Phoenix to be dropped on this team, and I think they're finally going to find it.
Yep, that maybe there goes the bear, there goes the baby D.Va. Kaleidos and squad are backing out, and despite 3 Phoenixes and almost 2 minutes of siege, this bottom keep still lives with 999 HP. They've got to find this, Ektar. They've got to. I mean, the DK's up, so I guess...
That is more than 1 flame strike worth of damage, too, so it's going to take a little bit of work for them to actually get it the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's true. It's not just a walk up and get it. Maybe a Hanzo Q with it or something. I don't know. They've opted for working on this. Oh no, Boundary X gets caught and gets deleted before anybody can respond. The counter damage is significant though, as Bloodlust is popped.
Disengaged Bloodlust. Juji, I don't think was there to get hit by that. He was in bot lane fighting against Diablo, but that is still a very strong kill for the members of Bronze 6, who should be able to translate that into an objective pickup.
Yeah, minimum they'll be able to deny and play the little ring around the Rosie game, depending on how well Spooky Ghost plays this.
Although Hrogoth is doing a ton of damage to Juji in the bot lane.
Yeah, that
Just a couple of charges into those walls puts Hrogoth into a really bad spot, but he's getting chased down now. Ferret doesn't have the Root Totem or the Bloodlust to try and make that engagement happen, and now there's an engagement into Danny in the mid lane.
Yep, he looks like he'll be able to escape.
Just
Boars
barely,
were
though.
not
I think
committed,
Kaleidos missed the lapse.
Yeah, and Boars weren't available for another 10 seconds, so the kill pressure is not quite there, or the CCU is not quite there to get the tank down. So, yeah.
But that's a whole death timer that the Spooky Ghost just burned off with rotating around the map. So, things are not even. It's still Bronze 6 favored because of the extra keep pressure, especially through mid lane where they still have a force. So it's, a catapult every lane versus 0 catapults, period. But it's not that favored. It's actually pretty close.
Yeah, I mean,
And
one team
you
fight
might
can
even argue
still
the
end
other
it.
way around because top lane has kind of got a little bit of the opposite treatment, and that's a more important lane.
Yeah, Bridge of Death. Yeah, it is, but I think having a keep that they constantly respond to is a big deal. But regardless, both teams are in the one team fight to end the game kind of territory, with the bottom keeps being so low on health.
I will counter with mid lane is the lane where people at this phase in the game are spending a lot of time.
Yeah, true.
So it's easier to clear that lane out. We have a Phoenix dropped in the bot lane to cover their keep instead of to aggress onto another one. But we have Danny popping the Synergosa to engage onto Kael'thas. He pops the Unstoppable, but is still getting hit with the Bunny Hop, even eating through the mana barrier. A big Brightwing heal coming in and pushing them back is going to find not a kill and a ton of damage going out of the members of Bronze 6, and that is Arthas going down first. Rogoth is getting kind of low, is going to have to back up, and Kael'thas is actually the next to fall from that Chromie damage. Little Wolf is pushing Juji back into the rest of the team, and Rogoth finds a good combo, putting a ton of damage, and the core is finding an extra stun onto Juji, but not going to find a kill. Rogoth is going to have to back out as well as Brightwing went down next.
Yeah, the rest of the Bronze, or the rest of Spooky Ghost members are...
Bronze 6, you can't end here. What are you doing?
They can totally end here. They totally might not be able to
They
end.
totally can't. The core stuns people forever.
Yeah, but check the minions. The Winions are so strong. Ektar Cassia goes down.
Mid lane's not
Here's
hitting the core. Bot lane is
Two
getting
of
pushed
them
away.
are. There's 14%. Dragon's Breath comes through, and Kira
Oh my God,
ends.
that ended.
They ended on that, Ektar. You didn't believe. You didn't
I
believe.
still don't I saw it happen. I still don't believe.
You don't believe. But the score says it. Bronze 6 up 2-0 in the set. But man, that game went from one-sided to not one-sided really quickly. I thought that was
I think it was not. I don't think it went quickly. I think it went gradually into Spooky Ghosts not being behind anymore. Like, I think that just around the time that they started losing multiple forts and the map was pushed out into their side more, I think they started having it actually be in their favor.
Yeah. I figure I could agree with that. Whew. That was a game.
Especially bottom fort going down, so they no longer had to try to defend there, and they could actually more easily rotate between mid and bot because they had that bush back by the siege camp. Once they could rotate there and be in lanes in a timely manner, I think that actually started going really well for them.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, it's hard to push up if you're the team at the advantage because there's just not a lot of places to go. So, yeah, there are two catapults in mid that really put all the damage onto the core in that scenario. So, yeah, we Bronze 6 up 2-0. It is a best of 5, so we do have at least one more win required for Bronze 6. Spooky Ghost going to have to pull 3 consecutive wins out.
AKA a reverse sweep. And in a best of 5 series, I'm willing to say that.
Yeah. Best 3, best 5, that's a reverse sweep.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about Bunny Hop. Actually got a lot of value against the Emerald Wind. I was genuinely surprised.
That was cool. I always forget that Bunny Hop gives you Unstoppable.
Yeah.
So being able to use that and just hop through the Emerald Wind and then get the stun onto Brightwing, punishing her for using her ult, of all things, and keeping the rest of the team there instead of retreating while that Emerald Wind is going out. So even if Bunny Hop itself isn't amazing, with that big ol' slow and occasional stun that it puts on everybody, just keeping everyone there was really effective.
Yeah.
Actually, there's not even a slow on it. It's just that one stun every 4 hits.
Yeah. So not...
I thought it stunned. That it slowed. Maybe they were just putting Chromie's slows
maybe that
on
was
top of it.
maybe that was the previous iteration slowed. But it definitely doesn't say so on the talent. So yeah, I mean, Little Wolf had the most deaths in that game, and a lot of it was porting to teammates to make the save, but the Emerald Wind being an insufficient disengage tool against the Diva.
I mean, it's hard to argue, though. Like, I felt like Emerald Wind was completely necessary there.
Yeah. It was necessary until 20 when Eric with a K was able to get that kill command, and they could just root the follow-up. Like, it was actually really cool to see. and it rooted for a second and a half, and then it slows by 40% for another 3.5 seconds after that. So that basically negated all of the bloodless speed advantage. And at 20, again, just completely made that engage null, and then allowed Boundary X to land some great arrows to try and put damage into the back. So really, really close. Again, Eric with the K really coming in well for the Ghost, but not quite enough to take it.
I do wonder if Fairy Protector would have been better than Intensive Winds.
Is that the multi... Everybody gets a Pixie Dust?
Yes.
Yeah. Would have been a good one. Because the other one's what? Speedy Dragon? Yeah, Speedy Dragon on 20. So, yeah, that could be possible. Giving everybody a speed boost out of there. Or just huge protection against the Chromie. I mean, the Chromie was by far the biggest problem. It's just so much damage everywhere. The Unraveling gave minus 35 spell armor, and then in the last fight, Boundary X on the Hanzo got hit by a Diva Bomb while at minus 35 spell armor, and it probably did about 60% of his health straight up on the edge. So much damage. So we are waiting for map number
There's a bit of an argument between Eric with a K and Danny about whether this is a best of 3 or best of 5. It is a best of 5. 6.1.2 Heroic, B West, and E division playoffs will consist of the top 8 teams, with the round of 4 being best of 3, and semifinals and finals best of 5, which is different than most of the other divisions, with the reasoning being that Heroic, B West, and E don't have a coastal finals. Heroic is obviously the top tier with only one side. Div E, the bottom with only one side, and B West is special because there are 2 B East divisions. And so the 2 B East divisions will be meeting in the not quite in the intracoastal finals, as opposed to the extra coastal finals like most of the other divisions have. And B West just gets its own internal finals without meeting up with the eastern side in an official capacity. Probably there's going to be an unofficial outside of NGS, but totally behind the scenes, sponsored by NGS, grand finals between whichever team wins B East and B West.
Yep, that is currently the case, so it is a best of 5. So we will be waiting for another map pick. I expect, man, my thing's not doing great with the picks and the everything today. The bottom bar, the map pool. Whatever.
All right, I have confirmation that, unsurprisingly, Spooky Ghost will be taking first pick for game number 3. I have not yet heard from Danny about where we're going.
Yep, I went ahead and marked picked for Bronze 6 about 2 minutes ago.
Reasonable.
So that's kind of what I expect. BOE, though?
So now,
I mean,
I would expect BOE.
Let's be real here. It's just going to be BOE.
Honestly, yeah. Should be. Though, to be fair, we thought that about the last map, and it ended up being not that at all.
D-Shire's understandable, but, like...
All right, Bronze 6, come out of left field and take us to Hanamura.
BOE.
Damn it, it's BOE.
All right. Prep your scouting, other B West people. If Bronze 6 wins this, you're going to have to play them on BOE, and I know that may be a map that maybe some kind of Uwu-based team would like. And if not, if Bronze 6 loses this and Spooky Ghost happens to take it, how'd they beat Bronze 6 on it? Like, There's a lot to be gained from this game as far as scouting is concerned. But yeah, last game was sweaty, dude. That was so cool seeing the Syndragosa engage and the Bloodlust versus the Boars and the Arrow. Like, both teams just got rooted. They just stood there. There's nothing they could do. It's kind of funny. So
I'm still really impressed that Bronze 6 were able to fight past Raid Boss Core and get the victory there. With as many stuns as that thing got, I was convinced that Bronze 6 would have made Spooky Ghost would have made a defense, and it looked like they were going to. They had won that team fight. They just didn't win it quickly enough, with enough core health left over.
yeah, to defend against the Winions. I mean, there was a siege camp and a bruiser camp in the bottom, and 2 catapult shooting core in mid. So that mid advantage really ended up mattering a lot.
Yeah, and this is not a new change, but the change to where minions prioritize buildings if they're in range really made catapults a lot more threatening if they're already on your core.
They stick to them.
Yeah,
You've got to force them away from your core either with a stun or whatever, or displacement. So
movement-based abilities.
Yep, true. It is
that's
late.
That's one of the small plays that I really like on Diablo, where you, like, if you have a siege camp pushing in, you just E one of them into your wall and you walk behind and Q the other one.
Yeah, to clean up the siege camps and whatever. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. It is getting late here. I mean, it's 12:30 on the East Coast. Even in Central Land, it's 11:30. And in the West, 9:30. Not too late, but still getting a little late. So thanks for sticking around watching. Maybe checking the VOD if you're here. Although I don't know why you'd be watching this if you're watching the VOD. Whatever. Waiting on one to restart router. All right, Ektar. What are we talking about? We talked about map design last time.
We sure did.
And
we can't really just talk about the Gladiator's Medallion because we know that it's going away.
Okay, is that a good thing or a bad thing? We can talk about that.
We can, but I feel like it's a moot point, honestly.
Yeah, it is. People can debate
have you
it,
played,
but it's still going away.
Have you played with against Hogger on the PTR?
I have not.
Me either, damn it.
All right. Man, we didn't come prepared to this podcast.
We sure didn't. We should definitely have a written out series of bullet point things to talk about next time.
That is true. Let's see. Match history on this map. How many times have either of the teams played this map? I know Bronze 6 has been here several times.
4.
And won at most 3 of them. Smile.
They have won exactly 3 of them.
Yeah.
And, Spooky Ghosts have been here twice and won 0 of them.
Yikes. That's not a good number if you're Spooky Ghosts.
Not a fantastic record, no. Let's see what they did on this map. Very little of what they did on this map was repeated, and by very little, they played no duplicate heroes on the 2 times that they played this map.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. What can we glean from it, though? They played poke heroes. In one game, their DPS were Colitis and Boundary X on the same heroes that they played on the last map, the Kael'thas and Hanzo. And the other time, they did a Chromie and Cassia. So in both cases, looking to poke out the objective rather than to hard engage on it.
Yeah. So that may be an important thing to figure out. Still waiting on Kalidas' router. Bronze 6. I know they like to put Kira on some fun melee assassins. Is there anybody you'd like to see this game?
Like, just in general?
Yeah, just pick some stuff that you want to see Bronze 6 play. And the Vikings don't count. They don't
I
play
liked Kira's Zeratul when we played against them on this map. But I want Bronze 6 to win. I want at least a game 4.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I want Spooky Ghost to win. I want a game 4.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So they played against Spooky Ghosts on this map.
Okay.
In their original series. Well, it was 9 kills to 3 in Bronze 6's favor, and they ran an abduction comp.
Oh, they did the Stitches Medivh. They've done that against some of the lower
In
seeded
fact,
teams in this.
they just like Stitch's Medivh on this map. They've done it twice. They did it against Uwu as well.
Who? Oh, they did against Uwu?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was when the standings were decided. Don't forget.
That's true.
That was
That's fair. They did not play as
try hard as
try
usual.
hard. We need to win because seeding had already been determined at that point.
Yep. True.
But they also did it against Spooky Ghosts a full 3-4 weeks prior.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Also, not a lot of duplicate heroes from Bronze 6's side outside of the Stitches, Tyrande, and Medivh.
Probably a lot. Probably gets a lot.
3 times.
Because Tyrande, this is probably Tyrande's best map. Would you agree?
I'd agree with that. I'm not a phenomenal Tyrande, but this is my favorite map to run her on.
Yeah.
It's like this map and actually Alterac Pass because I like the vision.
Yeah, true. All right, we've got 5 people on both teams. Hi, Comcast sucks. Retweet.
Yeah.
Casters. All right, casters have been very ready. We're getting some ghosts coming in.
Oh, I broke up the string.
Oh, you sure did. They were pretty slow.
They were.
Tar, you're fired. Well, I wish I could make the Discord disconnect sound. We are headed into Battlefield of Eternity for game number 3. Oops, wrong scene. Let's go to the draft. Spooky Ghosts down 0-2. Have opted for first pick here, and we'll have to see what they can come up with.
So in the original series that they played against Bronze 6, it was, in no particular order, Garrosh, Sonya, Anduin, Chromie, Cassia.
So expect none of those heroes here.
Frankly, I wouldn't be terribly surprised. Outside of the Chromie, I could definitely see that getting picked up here.
Yeah, for sure.
And as stated before, Bronze 6 ran the Stitches Medivh abduction comp. And I could see Bronze 6 being the type of we'll say confident players to take exactly the same draft if given the opportunity. And with an Uther ban, which was not played in the original series, we could definitely see that. Although, to be fair again, Uther was banned out the last time that they'd done this. But banning out the Diva means they can't take exactly the same comp as they did last time.
Yeah, very true, very true. Diva over Gazlo for first bans for Bronze 6. Wonder if they'll stick with that. And I wonder if Spooky Guess will stick with the Tychus ban here. They have gone ahead and said, no, you won't beat us the same way again.
We have learned from our previous series, you will beat us with at least a different strategy on this map.
I always prefer losing to a different strategy. If they beat us twice with 2 different things, that's fine. It's with the same thing, though, that just feels bad.
It does, but playing the same thing twice means you have more opportunity to adapt to what your opponents did.
True. Opting for Greymane over Gaslow.
Yeah.
Do we have...
maybe just flexing that they are asserting that they don't think that Spooky Ghosts have a Gaslow.
Help Eric with a K. Show us what you got. Are you a one-man wrecking crew? Is somebody a one-man wrecking crew over there?
Because you gave me the opportunity for the reference. Show us what you've got.
No, it's Zavala. Well, one-man wrecking crew from Juji. One-man wrecking crew from Juji. Played the Gambit.
Not even a little bit of a surprise.
Not one bit. Does rule out the Vikings on BOE, though, and there's the Tyrande. Also not much of a surprise there.
Nope.
Definitely higher priority on
Would
that
not
hero
expect
on
to see
them.
Vikings here.
No. It is unfortunate. Alright, Vala picked up first is really interesting.
No, I can't.
You can't, period.
Well, the The potential thought that I was having was maybe if you go into auto attack speed on 7 for Baylog, but his siege damage on 4 is only increasing his splash, which doesn't help against the MO, so
No.
doesn't work.
Nope. Brightwing seeing your third appearance in the set, second by Little Wolf.
And this time Ferret had already taken his pick, so this is just a desire and not a deny pick.
I mean, can you deny that adorableness? That is a thing to be desired to own. I'm interested in the Vala. I wonder if that's going to prompt a Zeratul pickup from Kira, because it seems
I wonder if
good.
it's going to prompt a Zeratul ban here from Spooky Ghosts.
Yeah, true fact. True fact. I mean, Brightwing is good.
She's okay, but
yeah,
with human reaction time existing, Zeratul can get in and do a fair amount of damage before Brightwing can do anything about it. And
yeah,
often can even blink out again before you can react to it.
But can Eric with a K land a spear during a polymorph? Like, if so, then that might
or
as well
vice
be
versa.
it. Yeah.
Like if you just land a spear and then a polymorph, that's much
a dead
CC.
tool. I mean, period, end statement, game over. I'd expect a Varian here, because Danny likes Varian for some reason.
And
I mean, big health pool, I guess that's why.
Big health pool and a point and click, not a stun, but it leads into one.
Yeah, that's true. They take against us, Johanna. Johanna. And Jim Raynor. Not to be unexpected for this map. Hit the J already showing preference to the hero.
They did play Johanna against us. This is actually pretty damn similar to what they played against us. The only thing different is Juji is on the Gazlo instead of the Urel. So definitely I'm now expecting a Zeratul pickup because very similar to what they're in.
Yeah.
They did have the Vala last time being played by CRT, but that had already been taken away.
Yeah.
But functionally, this comp is very similar.
Very, very true. Tassadar and Varian picked up, so that's going to be a counter-shattering throw onto Danny. So a little bit of a taste of their
pretty good on Varian against Johanna, though. Shattering throw on 13.
Man, let's talk about this level 13 talent. I don't think you've heard of it. It's called Shattering Throw.
You know, I have heard of it because I was an arms warrior back in the day in World of Warcraft.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Kiro, what you got in the bag of tricks for us? Boo.
Boring.
Get out of here. Redraft. All right, we're losing it here. We're not doing a good job auditioning for the finals, Ektar. But then again,
were we doing that?
I don't know.
If we were, I'd have dressed up nicer.
Trademark. I haven't got a DM about it, but I mean, this isn't even scheduled yet, obviously, for the finals. So can't tell who is available or not.
I mean, there are so many more casters with so many more casts than us this season. Hell, we have Jazleen in the chat.
Yeah.
Like, she's way more deserving of a grand finals than we are, but,
True facts.
If for some reason it's like on a Wednesday at noon and no one else is available, by God, I will do it.
Yeah, sounds about right. Game 3 here, Battlefield of Eternity. It's been an hour and 35 minutes on this cast, and we're only in Game 3.
It sounds like you could use some water, actually.
I have been sipping on Gatorade for a while. I'm just kind of tired. It's been a demotivating kind of day.
It's been one of those years.
It's been a demotivating kind of year, and you know what? I'm gonna motivate these people on the right-hand side in the red trunks. We're motivating them. Spooky Ghosts, number 6 seed, need a game here to not be eliminated from the B-West playoffs. We've got Little Wolf on Brightwing, Rogoth on Imperi Lord, Eric with K on Vala, actually. That's a roll swap. Kaleidos on the Varian, and Boundary X on the Tassadar.
And on the left-hand side, in the blue trunks, trying to get that 3-0 victory, are Bronze 6 with Danny playing Johanna, Kira playing Sylvanas, hitting the J, hitting the lane with Jim Laner. Ferret is playing Signature Tyrande, and Juji playing the one-man Wrecking Crew.
They're going for the Sylph Cheese up in the top lane, and Spooky Ghosts are aware that this is a possibility, so they've stationed 2 heroes up in the top lane. Brightwing can port in, and Vala's already here. So, nice reaction there. We'll keep this top wall nice and healthy to start as Juji goes ahead and rotates down.
Yeah, it's still level 1. You can't call Varian a hero. He is a glorified lane minion. And by glorified, I mean he can go places besides the lanes, but is otherwise... He's a laneless minion. That's what he is.
There you go. Laneless minion. He's actually going to go ahead and take the mantle at the bottom lane and let a literally better main tank from levels 1 to 3 in Imperious go ahead and take this top lane.
Yep, and Rogoth is just sitting in this bush looking to find an engagement. Is going to find a big one into hit the J. A lot of damage, but is going to pop that E, which is barely going to keep him alive.
Wow, lots of damage being put out from the 2 DPS, but not quite enough to make the kill.
Yeah, but it is... Hit the J actually having already tapped is going to fall back, which is going to give the opportunity for Spooky Ghost to take a very quick burst siege camp.
Yep, and there's no anything to do against this. Kira actually rotating into the bottom lane to come pick up this bottom camp here, which is a good response. So, yep, level 1's nothing too out of the ordinary either for this map.
Yep. We do have some pretty good damage being put in the top lane, though. Definitely getting that counter damage. Lots of Lunar Flare stacks already coming out, hitting 6 already at less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty good stacks coming out from the Tassadar as well. Already 6 stacks onto that Q and a lot of damage. They did nerf the cap on the damage, but not the scaling on it. So until you get to that 200 total stacks, you're doing just as much additional damage as you were before the most recent nerf.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, again, lots of damage available for the Spooky Ghosts, especially once they get the reset. Oh my goodness.
It's actually main tank Imperious.
It sure is. We've got Varian pulling out a second hand to put on the sword. And going into the call smash. So it's going to be stab into smash into death.
Not expecting that with the Lion's Maw picked up at level 1 there. I definitely thought he was going to go taunt and swap off with Rogoth, but instead, going into Smash Varian. Both teams taking their camp and just holding out onto it till the exact same second, picking it up right at about 14 seconds before the MO spawns.
Yep, and we are in neutral positions. Bronze 6 going ahead and positioning aggressively, as well as the Spooky Ghost. Danny going to run interference on this. Does get a 3-man blind off, and is going to drop a Condemn to just be a little annoying, but it does give Bronze 6 about a 2,500 health lead going into the post-halftime.
Both teams are going to rotate at least one person into their respective lanes to clear up those camps. It will be full cleared by the members of Spooky Ghost, and it is in race position, so this looks like it should very solidly be going over in favor of Bronze 6, as they still had 4 heroes on the race.
Oh, nice Gladiator's Medallion protects from the Spear of Rogoth. Bronze 6 does get the objective, and hopefully doesn't have to pick up too much, give too much for it, and they live quite handily, so nice job there. They're going to grab first objective with about 60% shields and push into the top lane with it.
Very small consolation prize to the members of Spooky Ghost for picking up the health globes.
You know, it's not nothing. Boundary X has like 16% more mana due to that, so pretty important when you're that low in mana.
Yeah, definitely need to get that auto attack going so you can get that extra mana regen, which the Q quest does help you with. Every hero gives you, I think, 33% of a charge onto that, but still not just barely getting the full charge there now. A lot of damage being put into the top lane, but shouldn't actually get the top fort, as especially with Spooky Ghosts having that XP lead.
Yep. RIP, by the way, to Danny's Condemn pulling Boundary X out of the stun of the Immortal as Boundary X was channeling Shock Ray. There's no way to avoid it, and this got yoinked right out of the way. So if Falcomer is to be believed from the previous Varian,
actually no, it's not taunt Varian, so
yeah.
Disregard the entire second half of that intended sentence.
Yeah, Q is definitely the intended build for Smash Varian to follow up with damage. So.
Yeah, I was just going with the second wind comment.
Yeah, very true. We do have second wind here, as opposed to Victory Rush or the Lion's Maw healing as well. So, bottom lane, Kaleidos has just provided a tap. But otherwise, nothing too remarkable occurring. Both teams posturing over the one remaining Impaler minion here. Rogoth in a weird spot, might have to spear over the wall to try and get out, and he does. Does create a bunch of space for his team to try and get on the button. Danny gets a sub done, didn't... I can't believe that didn't complete subdue, but the camp goes in favor of Spooky Ghost, but it costs him a lot of health for it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to port a couple of people back. Rogoth is going to get healed up by Little Wolf. Little Wolf not having the opportunity to take their own beat first. They will stay kind of low, but Brightwing has pretty good healing over time. Ferret is stepping into a position. What are you doing? Missing out onto the spear, but Ferret is going to go down just due to positioning.
Sad I just missed that. I was checking the rotation, but I rotated up and
He walked into a bush that had Imperius in it, and
Whoop.
3 heroes behind him.
That's a quick death, and
Yeah,
that's going to leave Bronze 6 very far behind as Spooky Ghosts go ahead and take offensive positions on this Immortal. Call Smash comes out to reduce the armor of the Immortal while Vala gets the Repeating Arrow and the Hungering into Repeating Arrow to deal massive damage to the Immortal as it goes to halftime with a, what was that, 7,701 health advantage for Spooky Ghosts.
and it's in neutral position, so it'll still be relatively difficult, relatively easy rather, for the members of the Spooky Ghost to just force down the rest of the Immortal, especially with Spooky Ghost not even trying to get down their own shielding, just going for that Bruiser camp instead.
Yep, they go for Bruiser Camp, and they're going to go ahead and take the top fort, which actually isn't too bad of a trade. Yep, there goes the fort. Bruiser Camp is going to be pushing into the lane with the Immortal, so that's not going to help them whatsoever. But, you know, top fort. This Immortal may not even get bottom fort. It probably should, so it's probably an even
Especially
trade.
because they're pushing 5 versus 4 now with Vala rotating in.
Yep, that is very true, so...
But it gives the opportunity for Juji to maybe threaten top keep a little bit, or to rotate in and try to make this into a bit of a surprise team fight.
Yeah, flank Gravabomb is always possible with this. Mortal Shields are down now as it approaches the middle fort. Rogoth lands a spear. There goes a slam afterwards, and boy, that was an instant deletion. That is how the comp works for the Spooky Ghost, but Imperius gets taken out as the fort didn't quite come out in time to make the defense happen. So a 1-for-1 trade, but bottom fort does go down.
Yeah, and Juji has been pushing the top wall, got one of the towers and some damage into the other tower and the wall as well. And the members of Spooky Ghost are going to make a full rotation into the top lane. And they should be having 4 in the top lane and 1 in bot lane from now on, because they want to put that pressure into their opponent's top fort.
Yeah, well, I mean, the counters preferred for Bronze 6, it very well could be that there's a fort trade that may occur here very, very soon. As both these forts want to be pushed by different teams.
Yeah, and we do have the rotation down for the rest of the members. Only Brightwing in the top lane and has the port available. A lot of damage going into Danny. And already ripping off the shielding, and that is going to be another kill out onto Danny, but they find the counter kill into Imperius even through the spear.
Yeah, that was
the
good mind control from Kira, trying to be an important part of this counter engage here. So, yeah, mind control ended up sending Imperius to his doom. Both main tanks taken down, and the Bruiser camp in the top lane does go ahead and get the what remained of the front wall. So now
Spooky Ghost rotating 4 into the top lanes and not even leaving someone to try and soak bottom lane, just going to try and put some damage into Juji here. Yeah. Coal Smash does come out, and the follow-on, actually the stun coming out from Eric with a K, is a very swift kill. They're going to be able to put some pressure into this top lane, take that top camp as well, and be in a really good position going into the objective.
Yeah, Juji walked back straight into that. I'm actually kind of surprised that he did that, and that led to his death, or at least make the death a lot less committal for Spooky Ghost, which was, I think, misclick or something like that. Unclear, but whatever it was, it does give Spooky Ghost advantage on this Immortal again, and the capability of bringing it to halftime at almost no cost. So.
Yeah, and it's especially good that it's in defensive positions to start with for Spooky Ghost, because now it can't be in defensive position during the second half.
Yep, so no matter what they get, it's no worse than neutral. and they're going to get offensive position, so it is race time here on Battlefield of Eternity, and with the Call Smash plus the Vala arrows, this Immortal got burned down incredibly quickly. Rogoth goes ahead, tries to find a spare, but now is really out of position, drops the Angelic Armament, and gets the heal from Little Wolf, so is going to stay alive for now. Starfall comes out to slow and deal damage, but isn't enough, and now Spooky Ghost, all they have to do is tap up and Psystorm that Immortal, and it's all over. Or Lion's Maw.
Yep. So that's like what, a 90% shield Immortal coming into the top lane, and actually a lot of pressure into the bottom lane that they have to respond to as well.
Spooky Ghosts are playing this map quite well, and they've already surpassed their kill total of the previous
and they're looking to find some more here.
Yep. Rogoth going to go ahead, try to go in. Kalidas is going to get mind controlled, so no protection against the fort, but Sylvanas, Kira getting taken out, and Danny's going to have to retreat, and this fort is all but fort fit at this point. And, yeah, this could be a dangerous spot here for Bronze 6. If they don't play it well, they could lose their keep.
Big shout out to Shattering Throw there, making that kill onto Sylvanas possible by forcing Danny to back up, losing that shield.
Very true, very true. Rogoth going to take the sidewall path in and make a spear happen, counter engage from the Blessed Shield comes in. Port not available in time for Little Wolf, and that gives Bronze 6 availability to maybe make this happen. Nice stun. Was that a... yeah, I think that was a Rain of Vengeance from Vala. Does go ahead...
I don't like them backing out here, though. I don't think that they get the keep off of this, and they certainly could probably have stayed and put pressure and forced a little bit of damage onto the heroes instead. And they have Tassadar. That's so much burr damage.
Yeah, it is, but the respawns were coming through pretty quickly for Bronze 6. I mean, we already see 5 members up here, and this is actually really dangerous. 2G coming in on the flank, cuts the team out with this Explodium charge. Kalidas now going to get taken out very quickly. Boundary X, probably not long for this world. Nice task wall is going to keep everybody else alive. Boundary X very low right now. Eric with a K now in the most perilous position is going to get that minus armor. Little Wolf does not get the teleport off in time. Rogoth still in a bunch of trouble again. Tried to come in to peel, but instead gets taken out by Hit the J. Fort going down with the Sylv, and all of a sudden, any advantage that Spooky Ghost had, just going away.
Yeah, that's what Bronze 6 do. You let them have an inch, and then they take the game.
Yeah. In this case, 3 kills. I mean, they can... This game is now even. The Bruiser Camp's being taken away, so that's going to prevent the Spooky Ghost from having that for their objective phase coming up. And no, it's just... yeah. Momentum.
The only thing in favor of Spooky Ghosts right now is all the pressure building up in the top lane, but that is going to get cleared, it looks like, by Danny, and with Kira and Hit the J taking this top camp, if they're able to do so, that would alleviate all of the pressure and put counter pressure onto their opponents. But Spooky Ghosts identified this as a possibility, and their mere presence has stopped Bronze 6 from succeeding at taking this camp.
Well, their mere presence has now merely taken this top camp, so there will be continual pressure in that top lane. Bronze 6 opting to go ahead and push the Immortal. Tirana takes a bunch of damage, but nice interrupt onto the Imperius makes the Spear not land for too long. Gravabomb combo does take out the Varian very quickly. Rogoth now in a bunch of trouble, is taken out. Little Wolf tried to blink heal and make it happen. The save happened, but it is not enough, and now 3 kills already. Kira takes a 1v1 versus Eric with a K, and that doesn't go too well for Kira. RIP, but that's still a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Bronze 6, and they're going to take a 100% shield Immortal here.
That team fight started because Ferret got stunned by the Immortal into a stun from Imperius and just barely missing another stun from the Immortal, which almost certainly would have secured the kill there. You can definitely see what Spooky Ghosts were looking for, and they just very barely did not have the damage to get it done there.
Yep, it was a little snap of a reaction that needed to be made, and it just wasn't quite there. I'm actually kind of surprised that Juji's up here, not trying to push down here for the kill. I think he had some stuff to clean up, but still, like, full shield Immortal at this point, I don't know. Regardless, he'll be joining in just a minute as the 5-man defense is here for the Spooky Ghosts.
Without having Sylvanas for the pushing power, I understand the call by
Sylva's
GG.
dead. Yeah, makes sense. Makes total sense. It's a big death. Imperius gonna get full comboed and absolutely obliterated. Little Wolf. Actually, not obliterated. I saw a kill, but it wasn't Rogoth and it wasn't Little Wolf. Danny was taken out. I actually totally missed that. Keep taken down, though, and that's enough for Bronze 6 to say, we're glad with what we got. We're going to go ahead and back out of this.
That was Little Wolf hitting the last possible second cleanse on the Soothing Mist activation to save both himself and Rogoth.
They had a total of like 400 hit points, and I just
Oh,
assumed
not even.
Rogoth
Rogoth had low double digits of hit points, and they're actually looking for something. They're finding Kira in a spot, hit the J, just barely not getting stunned, but this is going to give opportunity for Eric to find a different stun. A lot of damage going out. It's actually split between Kira and Hit the J, but they are going to find that kill onto Kira, and now they should be able to threaten top keep. Easy peasy.
Yep, 2 members down for a couple of seconds, but that should be all the time needed for spell power, boosted arrows, hungering arrows, plus the shock ray to go ahead and even up this keep differential. Danny might commit the Blessed Shield to this. He does. Rogoth now in a bunch of position. Pops again Angelic Armaments. 3-man Grab-A-Bomb into the Explodium charge. Doesn't find any kills, Little Wolf. It's a nice job of saving everybody there, and Spooky Ghosts seem to have gotten away with this one.
They sure have. Oh my god, Rogoth went in and find a kill. Little Wolf is low, getting chased out by Danny, but is able to blink away, and Rogoth going in for the randiest engagement, finding that kill, gonna find another kill onto Juji. Ferret is low, is gonna go down. Danny is dead, and game. That goes down, but that is not gonna keep a minute, and we're getting to game 4, motherfuckers.
There we go. That is... You thought you're going to bed? Absolutely not. Spooky Ghosts looking good. I think they take this. With the Brightwing being down, there is a world where Kira makes this defense. I don't think it's the world we live in. Whole lot, Ektar. Whole lot. No. Kira.
No.
Kira, no. Kira's been taken out, but the core 16% Boundary X going in with the regenerating shield. Core goes down. Spooky Ghosts take BOE. We're going to game 4.
That's the type of spear that I would yell at Harnock for.
I totally agree.
But it somehow worked.
Oh my god, Little Wolf.
There's just, I swear, there's just sometimes where Imperius just like, you know what? We're gonna take the audacity meter and crank it up to 11. And sometimes I swear the opponent's just like, no, we could have won that fight, but I was just so shocked that you did that we just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, I mean, as the Imperius player, you have to be like, stab, 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 or turn, 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 or just yell somebody. Make it clear that you're going in and you need follow-up, because it can work. It can really work. That was, oh, what a spear from Rogoth. I was worried because he'd been, I mean, it was feast or famine on him. He was dying a lot, but he was also setting up a lot of kills, but he sets up the game winner, so... You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and he took a lot of shots, and he found the one that scored him a point. So
yep,
there you go. You know, again, Bronze 6 hasn't lost on that map since week 2, and Spooky Ghost had not. I'm dodging around. I'm not giving us credit. And Spooky Ghost hasn't won on that map. You think that's a foregone conclusion? Spooky Ghost come out with name Imperius and win. Like, nice job.
Game 1 was pretty solidly Bronze 6, but Game 2 was not during the second half. It was very close. Game 3 was kind of close, but man, Spooky Ghost really pulled it out when it mattered. And Ace, we've been going for 1 hour and 54 minutes. This 20 ounces of water has now gone through me in its entirety. Request an intermission.
Request granted after 3 games. We'll be back in just a minute. We'll get into Game 4 between Bronze 6 and Spooky Ghost in just a few. Be right back. All right, welcome back to the Ace and Nectar. Here's a Stormcasting podcast with the B-West semifinals. We are here in game number 4 between Spooky Ghost and Bronze 6. Bronze 6 leading 2-1. And we're going to Braxis Holdout, which is the least played map in B-West. But there's not much left, to be fair.
It's true. If we get to all 5 games, that means there will be one map not represented either in picks or bans. So these best of 5 series, you really get to get away from the popular maps. And we've already had all the popular maps banned out, so we're just getting everything else this series.
Yeah, we're hitting the depth chart on this one. BOE being the only one of the top 5 maps that was left available here. So, Bronze 6 suffering a loss. We'll have to see what their plan is for Braxis Holdout. And Spooky Ghost, can they ride the momentum of that win and try and push us to game number 5?
So Bronze 6 have played this map twice. One of them was in their series with Uwu, and they ran off-lane Gul'dan.
Oh,
I'd be a little surprised if they did that again.
Yeah,
but I would love to see it, because I think off-lane Gul'dan's actually a fine pick, and probably this is his best map for it.
Yeah.
But in their other series, they ran a much more traditional comp with Gazlo in the off-lane and Gul'dan once again, but this time in the 4-man. They actually ran Gul'dan Li Ming in the 4-man, so really trying to just win those points.
Yeah, very true, very true. Gazlo and Stukov, the bans for Bronze 6, a combination of what we've seen all evening. Uther and Chromie, good ban there from Spooky Ghosts. Because this is Chromie's best map. And we already saw Kira completely destroy Spooky Ghosts on Dragonshire earlier with the Chromie, so don't want a repeat of that one.
The Spooky Ghosts have not played this map in NGS this season, so not much history we can glean off of there. We'll just have to go off of what we've seen in previous games this series. Juji definitely going full-on Diva and Gazlo this series. Anytime that it's available, he will take one.
See, what did he get in Game 3? Last game.
Last game was...
He had Gaz.
Gazlo?
Yeah, he had Gaz. Yeah. So he's had Gaz, Diva, alternating.
Yep.
There you go. Tychus being picked up by Kaleidos, that's a different pick, and Rogoth opting onto the Garrosh, so it's looking much more pick-based here, at least for the 4-man of Spooky Ghosts.
And this is definitely the map you see Garrosh taken the most often. It's a point you have to fight over forever.
Yeah.
And Garrosh likes those kinds of fights. If you have to step up into where Garrosh is located, that's a happy Garrosh.
Oh
no. Boy.
They didn't.
They are.
Oh, it's Stitch's Medivh, so it's not going to come online till level 10. But this is something that they're seriously bringing out in a really for-real game.
It's not an elimination game, so if they can cheese out one win, then they get it. And they're probably concerned that the Medivh might get banned out here. So picking it in the 2-3 phase.
Yeah. Well, we got to see Kira on one of those high execution heroes. By the way, I am a little closer to the mic and speaking a little quieter because the series has gone on long enough that my roommate's gone to bed, and so I'm trying to be a little more cognizant of that. So apologies if the not that high energy is getting even a little quieter. Just trying to be helpful.
Nah, you're just trying to get the ASMR viewers.
Yeah, the ASMR portion of the series that we inevitably have to get to. Eric with the K going with the Urel again, and Boundary X going into Tassadar again. Seen him there, what, 3 times tonight?
Sounds about right, yeah.
That rhymed.
And this is a great map for Q stacking on Tassadar as well.
Mm-hmm. Urel, good. I mean, if executed properly, probably the best soul laner in the game. So,
I mean, Gazlo and Diva exist.
I heed the voice of
Eh, I think Urel's still better. So
Eric was definitely beating up on Gazlo with the Urel before.
yeah, on
Now we'll get to
Alterac.
see how he does against the other very commonly thought to be top tier solo laner in the Diva.
Yep.
Tyrande getting picked up, that is Ferret's most common pickup with Stitches. Surprise, surprise. It is literally a composition as old as the game itself.
Hook Flare. And Little Wolf, third time on Brightwing. Putting in the work, actually. I've really liked seeing Little Wolf's Brightwing, and he seems much more comfortable on that hero than the Uther on game number 1. So, seen some
Big
great
facts
saves.
there.
Seen some great saves in the last couple of games.
It is hard to save from the abduction if it goes off successfully, though.
That's very true.
They don't have the greatest damage for follow-up, but, buildings augment that by a lot.
Buildings are pretty
And
good follow-up.
Cassia feels like a pick against Tychus with the blinds, because I don't see what she just does otherwise here too much.
Comfort pick for Hit the J, because he's
Yeah, it
already
could be.
played it this set. I mean, he's played Jim Cassia now, if I remember correctly. So, blinds plus being able to make the whole thing work seems fine to me.
Yeah. That's kind of my opinion on Cassia most of the time, is that she's fine.
Yeah. Yep. That's fair enough. So, alrighty. On the left side of the map, in the blue trunks, we have Bronze 6 looking to secure this game by abducting it away from their foes, with Danny on the Eat, Kira on the Portals, Hit the J on the Cassia, Ferret AFK on Tyrande, and Juji playing the Diva.
And looking to get the second win of their reverse sweep are the Spooky Ghosts, with Boundary X playing Tassadar, Rogoth on Garrosh, Little Wolf playing Brightwing, Kaleidos on Tychus, and Eric with a K on Urel.
Facility online.
Alrighty, and that's where we stand going into game number 4 here, BWest.
All right, well,
Semifinals.
congratulations to Spooky Ghosts. You have won the game, and we'll get in there for game number 5.
Yep, they have dodged the owl, and that's all the game comes down to. We have Stacking Stitches Globe on number 1, and we've got the Pigeon Stitches spray, which is pretty neat. Old team, shout out to that.
We got the Flare, which is not surprising. Portal Mastery, which is not surprising when you're good at the game. Big throw coming out into Danny, but not going to find too much damage with that Portal coming out to save him. We've actually got the Thunderstroke coming out from Cassia, trying to get the Thunder Fury stacks, and Liquid Cooling is not a surprising pickup in the top lane.
Yep, that is a pretty much a staple. I actually like this Medivh into the Garrosh, because Garrosh throws one target and then you protect them. And that's how you save people this entire game, is stay as a bird, and then
I think maybe the most surprising pickup is the Unrivaled Strength. I still see a little bit of the Q Quest, and I see a lot more body check than I used to, but I don't see much Unrivaled Strength on Garrosh. Very fast Siege Camp getting picked up by Little Wolf and Kaleidos here.
Yep. The range does make it harder for Kira to make the shield happen, so maybe that's calculated, or maybe that's just a preference.
It's got such a long range, though. That Force of Will has so much range.
Yeah, it does. It does, but it might make the difference. You never know. One thing.
Boundary X, pick up those globes. And leaving an XP globe behind.
Oh my gosh.
God.
Actually, game ending here. Bruiser is going to be picked up as well for the Spooky. Oh, they weren't quite done yet, but they are close enough that I'm not worried about it.
It's actually quite a lot of damage being done in the top lane by Eric with a K here. Juji's very low and is going to get knocked out of mech.
Yep, that's half a kill, so one lane minion or so here picked up. In terms of hero XP, it's 194. It's literally like 3 minions.
Yeah, but it means that Juji can't contest anything that Urel wants to do for the next little while.
Yep, Urel, though, off the point for a little bit, so does lose control of that. Ron 6 is going to channel a whopping 6% here to start. Kaleidos going to actually get a bunch of damage into Danny using the minigun and timing out the throw well from Garrosh here. Boundary X does get hooked, but there's going to be a save for that. And it looks like Spooky Ghost taking control of bottom point and looking at the top. Rogoth takes a bunch of damage, but I think he'll be able to make it out as well.
Yeah, and Eric with a K is a little bit too low on mana to really contest the point, although Juji just kind of letting it tick for the moment. They got up to just over 50% before they're able to take bottom point, not even getting top quite yet.
Yep, that is very true. One thing Avenging Wrath does not do on 7 when he picks it up is lowers the mana cost, so it will get very expensive. Rogoth takes a bunch of damage, does get the not quite in time the heal off, and is going to be taken out. So that'll free up Kira to rotate into the top lane and maybe bring some people through a little portal adventure here.
Yeah, they're definitely having a portal engage. Kira hit the J and Farrier all up in here. Eric with a K is kind of in no man's land. Is going to try and get out of there. Actually popping the Hand of Freedom to give him that movement speed. Little Wolf hopefully gets them out of here, but that just might be offering up a free kill, and it sure is. Eric with a K is going to get out at the cost of the Stab Wing.
Yep, but
Does give him another 16 or so percentage of channeling.
Oh, F to pay respects. 5 tower shots are enough follow-up for Danny to get that kill in the bottom lane. That's a pretty critical one there. And now, Spooky Ghost having their top lane pushed in just a little bit as the whole rotation, or both teams look to be headed towards the bottom lane again.
And with Kira still in the top lane, Eric with a K really can't contest this point that Juji is standing on.
Yep, at any point a portal shows up and the team appears, and that's kind of how it goes. So, just have to be careful about that. So,
Level 7 advantage for just a little bit in favor of Bronze 6. The Wrecking Ball is actually so far, I think it was past the Q-stun range from Rogoth, so not getting his own follow-up. But that is going to force Danny to go back far enough that he is going to have to tap, and Collide is barely stopping the channel before going over in favor of Bronze 6. Another big throw, and a lot of damage going into Collide. Barely walks out of there, but the hook is going to find him before Little Wolf can.
Yep, that's another kill for Danny on the Stitches there, and they find themselves at a 4-0 kill lead before level 10. This is where I would think Spooky Ghost would like to be pulling a lead, but instead it is Bronze 6 with the kill advantage. Right wing ports top to go help Eric with a K secure the top button, but that'll guarantee Bronze 6 holds bottom for a little while.
Tychus going into the Combat Tactician. Is that the normal talent? I feel like most of the time if you go into the rhythm, you go into the heal, or is that a different talent here?
That's 13.
Okay.
This is just more minigun uptime, so this is good specifically for
hard to
bringing out
argue
Stitches.
against that with Stitches in the game.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Medivh actually used to be run on this map, because with the portal range on 1, you could actually portal between the top and bottom lanes almost instantly. The area just off the buttons. Danny takes a bunch of damage from the minigun, and Kira steps up into a precarious spot, but the throw is not available, Wrecking Ball, and that's going to push Bronze 6 out just long enough for Spooky Ghost to get the first Zerg wave here, pushing in the bottom lane, but there is a significant amount of Bronze 6 Zerg up here in the top lane.
Yeah, and it looks like Boundary X is going to rotate up into the top lane to clear on that. If there's one thing that I would be critical of Boundary X's play on the Tassadar, I'm not seeing particularly amazing force walls come out. During that last engagement, Rogoth got a big throw just like that one, and the follow-up that you could have gotten with a force wall would have been incredible.
Yeah, it's very true. Definitely one of the less notable ones, but I mean, he's stacking quite well here already at the 120 damage stones. Rogoth actually doesn't use the heal to not get the towers to aggress him as early, and that might end up saving his life here. Throws the D.Va out. Leyline Seal coming out, not going to hit. Rogoth does hit Little Wolf, though, and that's going to be a dead Brightwing. As level 10's... No, nice into the fray from Rogoth, going in at low health and making that play to get out as level 10's worn up to get the Brightwing heal, or Brightwing port, so nice job there.
And this will be a nice little advantage for Spooky Ghost as they are still soaking top lane. But it looks like 2G should be back in time, that it won't actually matter much.
Yep. At most, a minion lost. Eric with the K actually going to go ahead and do some splash damage with the Holy Avenger Avenging Wrath to take down that tower a little quickly. And that's all the front wall taken out for Spooky Ghost up here in the top lane to match the front wall that was taken due to the Zerg for Bronze 6.
Yep. Kira dropping a scare portal. There's nothing actually threatening them to their side, but the Spooky Ghost can't know that. They did identify probably a little bit late that their opponents took the Berserk Camp. Ooh, Ardent Defender coming out as Eric with a K is taking a lot of damage. Brightwing does get the port in time and pops the immediate Soothing Mist and just barely missing out onto that hook. Nice engagement, though, coming out from the members of Bronze 6, really only trading the Ball Lightning for the Ardent Defender, and that is a trade you take almost all the time.
Yeah, Eric with a K is going to have to be very careful for these rotations from Bronze 6. He's been caught out twice with them. One time it cost Little Wolf his life, and one time it cost him his Ardent Defender cooldown, so he's got to be careful with that. Have to make sure that they, play safely on that.
Yep, bomb coming out. Eric is going to just walk back, take a little bit of damage, and probably they're not going to stay too long, basically just to get the well and out, and that is absolutely what they're doing. Just giving them the long-term advantage. Though I would expect them to stay 4 people in the top lane now because they want to put pressure into that fort and rotate your rel down, but that seems not to be the plan here.
Yep, right now the plan is to shove 4 bottom. Maybe pick up the Bruiser. Nope, 230 on that. Seems like Bronze 6 was actually cleaning that up as Spooky Ghosts were pushing around top lane here. So this is an invade, but I don't think it should be an invade.
No, if Danny finds a hook, that should just be a death.
It's
Even
a
onto
death.
Rogoth, which is exactly who he finds the engage on. Rogoth gets brought down very low, is going to get hard engaged upon, and thankfully for Brightwing, she gets interrupted from porting in, because that would just be a dead Brightwing.
Yep.
And what's honestly sadder than a dead Brightwing?
Not a whole lot. Little Wolf is in a bunch of trouble still. Doesn't have a long port target. Does go down to 20 health. Does get taken out by the Vile Gas, I believe, is what that's called, of Stitches. But
Yes,
for
it
that
is.
whole
But
thing,
they
Eric with the K is
trade
gonna
out
go
in
ahead-
top lane.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and take top fort. Selexia
Settle.
asking for Among Us, so we'll pop into that real quick.
I actually get pinged for them to play Among Us all the time, and it's usually during the week when I'm a little bit busy, mostly because I play this game entirely too much. So about oh my god, they didn't
gotta
flip the channel in
this.
bot lane.
Oh,
Are
no,
you
that's-
serious? You need to like a second. But there is a boss call coming out here. So this is going really well in favor of Bronze 6, as they're currently up 13. There's a boss going out. Your rel gets et. There's a big stun on the point coming out from Rogoth, though. Juji tries to knock everybody off, and Tychus is the first to fall. Rogoth, at 12 hit points, is going to survive. Eric with a K is still kicking as well. No Ardent Defender available, and that is the boss picked up, and 2 kills, and the Zerg, and oh, that's a terrible spot to be in for Spooky Ghost, as Rogoth is going to get taken out as well.
Ektar, I think this is game.
This could very easily be game.
I actually think that's game. I thought that was going to go well for the Spooky Ghosts because Leyline Seal was down and Starfall was down, but they weren't able to convert kills fast enough, and now bottom fort turned to rubble in record time.
The
and-
only consolation here is that Juji is defending.
Honestly, I'm so... What a
hook!
Nice blink heal to get back in behind the wall, but wow, that was a nasty hook coming out from Danny. This is not just a meme comp, it is something they are good at. And yeah,
Yeah,
bottom
it's definitely
keep
still a
now
meme
then.
comp, though. It's both.
Yeah, there can be a meme comp you're good at, like Warhead Junction Juice Pirates.
I mean, Gilly Shark Juice Pirates.
Yeah,
They've done that on BOE and 1.
disgusting. So, bottom keep taken out now.
Bronze 6 definitely made the safe play there in having Juji defend top lane, because that could have been some solid pressure. Like, even a small Zerg wave. It has an Ultralisk and I think 2 Guardians, and each of those spawn those Zerg pods every little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it's 2 Guardians on a 0%, but...
Yeah, it might be 1-1, but each of them does drop the pods
Yeah.
over time, so if you don't put anything to doing it, it'll do some work.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
with no defense, that could have been threatening. And if they didn't get the... if they went for the core and failed, that could be another opportunity for the Ghosts to get back into the game. As it is, they're very far behind.
Yeah, not exactly the spot you want to be. Down a key, pushed off of every objective, down level 16 now. This Bronze 6 is going to go ahead, pick that up here, and that's going to give them the ability to be wherever they want on the map. This is group of 5.
Yeah, it does get the big saving grace for them is that they have top fort and their opponents don't.
Yeah.
So that'll be occasionally someone from Bronze 6 will have to come back and deal with that. There is a big rotation into the top lane looking to find Eric with a K, but he has sniffed out this as a possibility and is deep into no man's land, but hidden.
Yep. Yeah, one man's land, I suppose, at this point. Or one space goat's land, whatever it may be. Catapult actually take that entire micro missiles for Eric with K, so it's not slowed, and applied a bunch of damage too. So, looks like Bronze 6 is posturing up here in the top lane.
Micro missiles does splash, so I think he still got hit by it, even if he wasn't the primary target.
Yeah, it didn't take a lot of damage from it regardless. And level 16's not here just yet for the Spooky Ghost, so they need to get something good or nothing at all here.
Yeah, Danny is stepping up, looking for that hook, not looking to overextend into this fort. And with Bragan still in the bottom lane, they can step up until she decides to make that port. And there it is.
Yep, Stitches.
I would have liked to see her take bottom point first, but that's fine.
Yeah, probably a good thing. Although it doesn't... I guess it only matters if... in some scenarios where the teams, like, they win a fight here. But... need the button. Regardless, posturing is occurring, but again, Bronze 6 has perfect information with this Medivh, so they can... there's no sneaky plays that Spooky Ghost can take. They can't fake a rotation down and then come back up. They can't do really anything. So, yeah, Bronze 6 is going to go ahead, rotate Juji down, and grab the bottom button and start channeling.
Yeah, and Spooky Ghosts don't know it until the channeling starts to happen. Krogoth is looking for an engage. We have a jump in from Eric and a throwback with Garrosh not finding anything, even with the Warlord's Challenge coming out. We do have a hook that's going to bring Rogoth back into fighting position. I don't think necessarily who Danny wants to hit there. Big Force of Will is going to keep Danny alive, and there's 2 counter kills in the back as Rogoth is going to be the 3rd, and Boundary X is going to get chased down as well. Eric with a K is trying to leave, does some fancy maneuvering, but I think is going to get taken out as well. That is correct. 5 kills, a boss is up, and I mean, they're there, so they might as well take it. They'll be able to rotate Juji into the top lane, and I mean, it didn't end the game last time, but it could very well do it this time.
I mean, this is a stronger Zerg wave, stronger boss, and so more people up, more people down. Regardless, there's a higher level advantage. And, okay, they got the Hellbats. That makes the difference. Actually does all, I mean, it matters because it applies negative building armor, which is a big deal for this push. Yep. So, Bronze 6 looking to close out the game and punch their ticket to the finals here with this Zerg wave.
Danny is using Kira as a spotter, trying to find a hook, but is going to get thrown in with the extra range on that level 1, but is going to get ported out, or at least had the opportunity to get ported out. Too much crowd control, and that is going to be a kill onto Stitches, but as a team fighter, Stitches is probably the least impacted hero in the game currently, so it's still a very threatening push into top lane.
Yeah, that is true. Kira goes ahead and gets thrown. No Warlord's Challenge here to make any crowd control stick. Little Wolf down to 30 health and does get run over by the D.Va. Large D-Matrix coming out to help peel every bit out. Odin gets put into a ley line, and this keep no longer, and there's still 3 Ultralisks, 3 Guardians, and a quarter of a boss here, and Bronze 6 is leaving.
Yeah. There is an Ultralisk, a Hydra, and a couple of Zerglings doing just as best as they can in the bottom lane. They are going to get taken out, and it's a really tough spot for Spooky Ghosts, but they're still in it. They've taken 2 boss plus Zerg waves in the same lane and lived to tell about it.
That's a rare scenario right there. Getting that pick onto Stitches really just made Bronze 6 say, we'll play this a little safer. I mean, Bronze 6 has shown no signs of being in a bad spot this game. None of the team fights have gone poorly or anything. They're up 15-3 in kills, let the lane pressure build, play the long game, and, you know, see if they can't patience their way into pushing all the way into the Grand Finals of B-West.
Yeah, it's going to be rough for Spooky Ghosts as they're behind that level 20. Everything is pushing in against them. The only saving grace at this point is, it's hard to push in and just end the game without an advantage. Yeah. There are advantages in favor of Bronze 6, notably that level 20 and 12 net kills, but they still need to find something to push in onto this core. Yep. But they're already positioned. They've got the Hellbats here. Very early, Odin is coming out. Rogoth trying to fight some damage into Danny. Brightwing coming in to provide that shielding and health. Eric with a K is jumping into the backline as well. And Bronze 6 are leaving, although they got a huge hook into Tassadar. That's got to be go time.
They're leaving with Boundary X going to be taken out. There's nothing that can save them here. And the Leyline Seal has locked up the Brightwing as well. Little Wolf is going to be able to blink heal out. Here comes the aggressive portal to try and fall onto the rest of Team Rogoth. Pops the Warlord's challenge, but isn't enough to peel away the entire team. Eric with a K now dives in. Is going to get tossed out by Garrosh as the defense continues here for Spooky Ghosts.
Yeah, but it's becoming increasingly dire as the core shielding is gone. Danny goes in with the portal, and they get a kill out of the Garrosh with that Cassia damage. Ardent Defender comes out, is going to heal a little bit, but it looks like it is all over but for the remaining core health. In favor of Bronze 6, that additional kill out onto Yrel, and that is going to be a 3-1 victory in favor of Bronze 6.
GG's. Oh my gosh, that's a little close. Well played.
You become increasingly quiet as that game went on.
I got a little more conscious about that. So apologies, but I mean, it's also 12:30 here. It is quite late for this series.
Imagine we could have had a whole extra game after this one too.
I know. I mean, this is already a 2.5 hour set. It took a while, so we're gonna get an interview with. Oops, went ahead and just skipped that scene for real quick. No big deal. We're gonna get a fast interview with Bronze 6. Do not want this to take very long. So we'll go ahead and do that. So let's see. Alrighty. How's it going, Danny? Congratulations on your 3-1 victory and making it to the B-West Grand Finals.
Those were some sweaty games. That's the best I've seen Spooky Ghosts play in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, they have a really high ceiling. As someone who's had to play against them 2 or 3 times now.
I definitely think that Spooky Ghosts are the B-West Dark Horse team, like
all the time.
Yeah, they can definitely. They don't consistently perform at a top level, but they can definitely show up sometimes and take games off anybody.
The Rogoth played 4 awesome tanks, and he really made a huge difference in tonight's game. He made the games a lot harder for us.
Yeah,
so MVP to Rogoth.
Yeah, that's played well. He played a really strong performance, especially on the Imperious in Game 3, making the whole thing work. So, yeah, it is late, so we're going to go through this real fast.
Nice.
So, Game 1, All-Track Pass, you were taken there by the Spooky Ghosts. Didn't pull out the Vikings.
We did not pull out the Vikings.
Why?
I think if someone would have just said the word like Vikings or Eric, then Juju would have said, "Oh, I'll play Vikings." But no, we did not play Vikings today. We were actually expecting a ban, but no, the Gazlo was open, and if not for Gazlo being open, we probably would have taken the Vikings.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, you took that game relatively convincingly. Game number 2, Dragonshire. That game looked in your favor early, and then Spooky Ghost just kinda started winning fights. How was
Yeah.
that? How
It was a new comp that we were practicing
yeah.
with Arthas and Rhaegar, and I think we got the Arthas Rhaegar combo correct once. But yeah, they scaled a lot harder at the end than we were scaling. So they did a great job, and like you guys said, the keep bottom stayed up with just a breath of life.
Yeah, that bottom keep was really powerful at just not falling. It was really impressive how well Kira made the defense on that, especially on the Chromie. And it took 3 Kael'thas Phoenixes, and it still didn't go down. And it lasted forever, and it soaked up Spooky Ghost's time in the bottom lane. But yeah, part of the reason those combos didn't work was some really fantastic counter engages from Eric with a K.
Yeah, the flanks were pretty good.
Yeah, the Boar's root, though, Bloodlust's move speed, but you can't have any bonus move speed when you're rooted.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, it was well done. And then obviously the Hanzo follow-up and the Kael'thas damage was really causing your backline troubles, but you were able to push through it and make kills happen to finish the game. How was that core push? Because it was pretty close. Ektar didn't believe. I believed, but Ektar didn't.
Ferret was yelling at Shady to just hit the core. And I think he was, yeah, and so it was willed by Ferret to go down with Rhaegar and Chromie to just do those Rhaegar and Chromie things.
Yeah. Well, it went down, and then you go to Battlefield of Eternity, and
it lasted an eternity.
Yeah, that was a 25-minute game, if I remember correctly.
No, that one was 19 minutes.
Was it?
BOE? Yeah, 25 was Dragonshire. BOE was
curses.
18.
Curses.
45.
Yeah, that is correct. So, BOE, you go for you picked stuff that was very similar to what you picked against us in week 2. So you had the Johanna, the Tyrande, and the Jim Raynor, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then you go for the Sylve on last pick, which I thought was interesting. It helps you push with the objective, but doesn't always have the strongest fighting capabilities. So why? I know Kira's hero pool is quite wide. Why the Sylve?
We like the Sylve for the mind control. I think mind control is OP, secret OP.
Sleeper OP, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the 20 second, 15 second, cooldown, and at what, 10 it's 30 or 40?
40.
Yeah, so I mean the mind control, we got a couple good mind controls off on Imperius. So Rogoth was playing main tank Imperius, and we were lucky enough to get a couple of mind controls off on him and just delete him. I think we threw towards the end of that fight or the match top, which just let them.
Were you surprised when Rogoth with like 20% hit points, team on full retreat, just spears backwards at you guys?
I think we should have disengaged. I think sometimes a lot of the fights we do lose, it's because we are just bloodthirsty. And yeah, it was definitely a wake up call when Rogoth got one or two of us speared with his Q. But no, he did a really good job with main tank Imperius.
Very true. Well, I mean, that objectively won them the game, so...
Yep.
And nice job. So then you got to choose first pick in a series, which I know is a rare thing for y'all. And you get taken to Braxis Holdout, where you go with the abduction comp.
Well, they asked for Stitches the last game, and when the comp we had was
I
not a
thought-
Stitches comp.
Yeah, the BOE game.
Yeah, they asked for Stitches, and I was like, I wish I could go for Stitches, but it's not going to work.
You see, this is why you have to make us referees so we can see this chat happening.
Yeah, so they asked for so I think Stitches is just fun to run, and if he gets one or two good hooks, it really turns the fight. I think we got the Tychus sort of in the mid game to just take most of the match over, and then with a couple other good hooks, we were able to control the game. But it was, if you look at the stats are going to show one thing, but it was a close game the whole way around.
Yeah, Spooky Ghost.
Honestly, I said it before, but Stitches Tyrande is a comp literally as old as the game itself, and it still works if you can land that consistently. And if you're in comms, you hook and then just put the stun on that location. Yeah. I mean,
and we're lucky to have a really good Tyrande, right? Ferret plays, I would argue, probably the best Tyrande in B West, and he does a really good job just calling out when he's marking targets. I mean, the fact that he's saying marking Garrosh, and everyone just turns on Garrosh, it says a lot. I got Garrosh with a hook, and we portaled back to our keep, and just as soon as he popped out, it was mark and stun and blow up Garrosh. It was really cool.
Yeah, I definitely remember that one, and you guys were able to, make short work of the Garrosh armor pretty much the whole game once the whole combo came online. So,
how do you feel about Shattering Throw as a talent?
I love Shattering Throw when I'm Varian. I hate Shattering Throw when I'm Johanna.
Wow, shocking! I tell you,
shocking, right? I think Varian's in a really good spot right now. They kept banning the Tychus, right? Because we play a lot of Varian Tychus.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Varian is in a really good spot after they buffed his hero pool health, and he lacks pill, but he makes up for it in just being a beefy tank.
Yeah, he has more health than Stitches after he takes taunt, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think he has like 3,600 health at level 10.
Yeah, kind of insane.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, you will be against Uwu in the grand finals.
Most of whom were in chat at some point.
To say, most of them are in chat right now, although they may have gone to play Among Us.
They put out the ping in chat asking for people to play Among Us.
Yeah, in game 4, so they may not have paid attention to that Braxis game. Go ahead and pull it out on them and whatever. But
speaking of, they need to fucking report their match.
Oh my gosh, can't believe it. Do you have any words, vague plans, or anything
veiled
to
threats,
or anything to say to Uwu before your match next week?
We're gonna go first pick Nova on all of the maps.
Warhead Junction.
First pick Nova on Warhead Junction, cool. Battlefield of Eternity. No, I think anytime we go into a match, we want to make sure we respect, from what I was told by staff, respect the other team, but we want to make sure that we take the Uwu seriously and go into the match with well thought out comps and have fun.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. Well, Ektar, do you have anything else?
Yeah. Have you gotten a hold of Gunny to find out when we're scheduling that rematch?
Gunny went radio silent.
Gunny is a bit AFK
he did go.
Currently.
He did go out of state for the holiday.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to remember whose wife plays on your team.
His wife.
His wife. Okay, I was trying to remember. I was like, whose wife plays on their team?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. So.
Well, awesome.
Yep.
We look forward to our rematch, and we look forward to our match against Uwu.
Yeah. Sorry we couldn't make it happen. I would love to, but we didn't, and instead we are where we are currently. So good luck to you. Good luck to Uwu, and we may get a chance to cast that, but it's probably Jazzaline, not gonna lie. So if we get the chance to it, I'll definitely take it. But
Do you call dibs on that or what?
well,
I mean, I don't know if you paid much attention, but Jazleen has cast like 80% of Ulu games this series or this season.
Yeah.
And she also just has like a better resume on total games casted this season, so
And
she
like
gets a
stream
little
production quality and
Hey, now hold up a minute. I take offense to that one, Ektar. I spend a lot of time on this.
You do a great job.
So,
I haven't seen the cast obviously, but I hear you do a great job.
I appreciate it, and hopefully we do not disappoint. So
Yeah.
All right. Well, floor is yours for any final shout-outs this evening.
Shout outs to Bronze 6, Juji, Kira, Ferret hit the J. Shout out to Juji's Mama-san for letting him play 7 matches today, which is crazy. And we appreciate you guys casting our match tonight.
For sure.
shout out to CRT and what is it?
Oh,
Venezuela?
CRT is in Peru. The land of Machu Picchu and alpacas or whatever there are.
Yeah.
So we're hoping he's safe and we can get him back in a hopefully by our next match.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you. Congratulations again, and good luck next week.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, guys.
See ya.